see there is some people with some manner of sticks. Brilliant. Okay. We have a number of hockey players with sticks ready to
Darkness descends over the city of Coventry, but you join us under the bright lights of the Planet Ice Arena for the 26th annual Varsity Series between the University of Warwick and Coventry University. This is Varsity Ice Hockey. Planet Ice is located just off the city centre of Coventry, opened in 1999. It houses up to 3,000 fans and has played host to professional wrestling, local ice hockey team Coventry Blaze, as well as this historically popular varsity clash between the area's two biggest universities. I'm Niall Johnson, and I am joined today by ladies Warwick hockey star Holly Isles, Raw Sport new kid James Lewis,
Hello.
And Raw Sport Fountain of Knowledge Tom Holmes. Welcome all of you for today's exciting encounter. Now, it hasn't been a promising start to Varsity this year for Warwick. We've lost 3 of the first 4 fixtures. Holly, how important is tonight's match to regain some morale?
I think it's a really important game, especially with such a big audience. We really need to open with a bang and boost our campaign for Varsity this year, I think.
James, I mean, this is your first experience of Varsity.
This is, yeah. This is, well, my first experience of an ice hockey game in general, actually. It's the first one I've actually seen in full.
Are you meaning to tell us, James, that you're not an ice hockey expert?
I'm not an expert. I've done my research. Let's not write that off. But I saw a few games at the Sochi Olympics, but this is the first game I would have seen live. It's a fantastic atmosphere. It's a very exciting place to be.
Tom, this is your 4th year. How is this atmosphere going to help Warwick through today? We've got a pretty busy crowd out there.
Oh yeah, I mean the players out there for Warwick don't need the support from the crowd because they are a fantastic bunch of players. They've got the skill, they've got the history behind the fixture. They're going to win tonight. But I think if everyone Warwick is all cheering together as one, working together as a team, we are going to force the puck into the net for those players tonight.
Of course, Warwick are currently losing 6-2 in the proceedings. We've lost Equestrian, we've lost cricket, and also pool, but we did win the snooker very convincingly. How do you think that'll come into play today? Do you think we need a victory today, Holly?
I think the pressure is on, to be honest. We do definitely need a victory. We need to start boosting those numbers. And as the days go on, I think we really do need some wins.
Definitely, James.
I think potentially, the current scoreline of Varsity overall could really suit the players today. I think they don't really need more of an incentive to go out and win the game. I think, this could be, I hope it's a turning point in the competition, but I feel like if we lose tonight, that could spell the first defeat for Warwick in 25 years, potentially.
Exactly, and we don't want to oversee that.
It's worrying.
It is very worrying. Obviously, last year this was the finale, and Warwick had the victory in the bag. This year, the first fixture, Tom, how do you think that last year's game will play on people's minds? The 13-6 victory for Warwick over Coventry.
The way I see it, Warwick have never lost Varsity for a reason. We are the superior team. And the simple truth is that our boys are going to go there and they are going to be fueled by fire and passion and they are going to smash it tonight. Tonight is the first big fixture of Varsity. It's the way that we set the tempo. No one's going to remember who won the pool or the snooker. Everyone's going to remember who won the ice hockey, who won the rugby, and when that's Warwick, we are going to take home the trophy.
I love your enthusiasm. It's poetic.
And I hope you're very right, Tom. Obviously, there's a big change to Varsity this year that only first-team fixtures will be taking place. Do you think that's going to make a major difference, Holly?
I think it's definitely going to make the competition a lot more even between the two. And I think with hockey personally, it's been a bit of a controversy around who exactly is going to be playing. So it's an interesting talking point, but hopefully we'll still see victory despite only the ones playing.
James, do you think this will give Coventry a route back in and maybe be able to record their first victory?
I think potentially we've actually already seen that advantage in place, Niall, because, I am a fresher. I'm not aware of previous varsities, but I would be surprised to see if in the past Coventry had pulled out a big lead this early. And I think, as I was saying previously, I pray it is a turning point in Varsity because going into the weekend, it would be fantastic if we could get a result tonight.
And Tom, how disappointing is it that we lost the cricket, one of the sports we pride ourselves here at Warwick, and we lost it quite convincingly by 34 runs in the end?
Yeah, it's a really disappointing result for Warwick, and it's one of I think very few disappointing results in this Varsity. I mean, cricket is one of the big ones for us, but equally I think we've got some other big ones to come, the football, the basketball. These are results, last year's basketball we got absolutely tanked, but I think this year, looking at the current form of teams, that's one where that's a big fixture that we'll be highlighting and isolating and a chance to pick back on Coventry for some of the defeats they handed to us in previous years. So I think as much as we'll be disappointed with the cricket, we can turn the tables on Cov and some of the fixtures that they're supposedly good at.
Well, let's hope so. Holly, as a sports player yourself, have you found that there's a greater buzz about Varsity this year? Obviously, we've seen a lot more posters around. Engagement has generally been greater.
Yeah, the hype has been huge this year. I mean, it's really playing into the psychology of the game. It's starting to worry a few players, and they get really nervous about playing to such a big crowd that they're just not used to. I mean, for our men's team, we've got quite a convincing lead over the Coventry side, being a few leagues above them, and the ladies team as well have got convincing defeats over Coventry this season. But it's just, you never know on the day when the pressure's on, the crowd's there, it can go either way.
Exactly. James, as a fresher, have you felt there's been much of a buzz around campus on day-to-day life?
Well, I find that without Varsity, it's in general. But I think, I have nothing to compare it to, but the SU have kind of really got behind Varsity this year. And just in reference to the previous point, I'm not sure whether, I'll ask Holly her opinion on this. I don't know whether other teams are aware of what's going, do you think about the overall Varsity score? Does that put more pressure on your team in general?
Definitely. I mean, for hockey, our event is on Saturday. 6 p.m, so we are a little bit later in the proceedings, and it will have a massive influence when everyone is checking the scores and where it is at the moment, and it definitely will play into our performance.
I see, okay.
And also, is the fact that this is being televised going to be a huge mental impact on the players? They're going to have this broadcast to the whole of the university.
Yeah, definitely. I think it will play into their minds, not only the physical presence, but obviously all those to come, and they are setting the standard of Warwick as well, being the opener, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays into the game.
Obviously, ice hockey and rugby are historically the broadcasted sporting events by Raw and WTV, but do you think that we should perhaps try and broadcast more sports and give a wider platform to more obscure sports, perhaps?
I think we would absolutely love to be televised for hockey. That would be great for us. We're currently campaigning to get a TV tower by the Astro, so that would be really good, possibly for next year. But I think it would be good to see a range of sports, like saying the snooker and things that some things are very unrecognised, that we're very good at. So things like that do really need to get some more exposure, I feel.
Well, I hope the powers that be have noted that hockey would like to be broadcast live. Moving forward, the Equestrian took place yesterday, and a bit of reporting I found was that our Equestrian team were having to use the ponies of the Coventry team because we were playing away, and it was a very, very marginal defeat in the end. Is that the sort of advantage that Coventry need to actually win games?
Yeah,
Tom?
I think so. I think it's the sort of thing where normally Warwick would look at those sorts of fixtures and say this is where we can get the crux of our results, the brunt of our results. But I think the more little results the Coventry nick off us, the more big their momentum will get. The more positive it will be for them in general. But I think, as I said, tonight's a big one because tonight is the big momentum. This is the one that everyone's watching. This is the one that everyone's paying attention to. And I think this is the one that Warwick and Coventry really need to win.
Indeed, and wherever you are, wherever you're watching, we would love to hear from you. Make sure to tweet your support to #Team Warwick, and in the Varsity spirit, just for a little bit of competition, whoever can get the most retweets on a single post will win a ticket to the Rico for the rugby on Sunday the 28th of February, which is a huge incentive, so do get involved. We'd love to hear from you and read your tweets out live. Moving forward to the rugby, how excited are you about this game, James?
Very excited. In terms of televised broadcasts in general, I think, Holly, touched on it earlier. I think if you know that your sport is being broadcast, I know for me that would make me raise my game. It would you're aware there's a general support. I mean, as a teenager playing sports at uni, to know that you're going to be on TV playing it's exciting, and I'm hoping that the players will raise their game for that, for this and at the Rico on Sunday.
And Holly, how exciting will it be for the rugby players to play at the Rico Arena, the home of London Wasps?
It will be brilliant, really, really good atmosphere for them, and hopefully by that point we will have a commanding victory in our hands, so we'll wait and see for that. But running out onto that pitch will just be a phenomenal experience for those players.
Tom, do you see the Varsity competition going down to the wire and being decided by the rugby on Sunday?
Ooh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? No, personally, I think Warwick should have it all in the bag before then. But who knows? I mean, this is a special year. This is a big year, and maybe it'll all go down to the wire, and we'll get to see the rugby, really, really be a rip-roaring final fixture.
Indeed, for the neutral, I'm sure they'd like it to go down to the wire. But for us biased Warwick reporters, I think a quicker victory would be beneficial.
Let's just say that.
We've got this.
That's more for what I want to hear from you guys.
Cutting analysis there.
Right, with 6 minutes to go until the face-off I was about to say the puck off, but that would not be
Puck
correct.
off or face off? What are we deciding on?
We're going to go for face off.
Okay.
I think it might be technically the
It
correct
sounds a bit
term.
more professional, doesn't it?
Face
Yeah.
off is safer, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that's the beauty of ice hockey. It's not really a sport you need to know much about to appreciate.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Coming from us.
From a hockey perspective, Holly, can you see many parallels?
No, not really, to be honest. It'd be interesting to have a little look and see them play. I think the game is just so much faster than field hockey, so that'll be intriguing. But to be honest, I haven't drawn any parallels yet.
Indeed. James, have you ever been to an ice hockey game? Have you got much experience?
I haven't, but I think the key thing today is going to be making the most of the power play. I think, I don't think I'm the only one who's anticipating a fight. I'd like one. I think it's going to be quite a rough game out there, two rival sides, and I think, if someone does get sent to the bin, I think that needs to be taken advantage of.
Obviously, a couple of years back, we had the more than just handbags, famous Raw commentary as well. A fight did break out on the pitch. Tom, would you like to see that happen? Is that slightly unsporting of us to suggest we'd want to see it?
I think if it's in good, if it's in good nature, if it's good spirited, the players shake hands afterwards, nobody gets hurt.
A good-natured fight.
It's part of the
rare.
culture. It's part of the culture. As long as nobody's injured, as long as it's in good spirit, as long as the players shake hands afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like any sport. You can rock each other as much as you want on the pitch as long as you go for a pint afterwards.
Holly, I'd imagine fighting of this level isn't often seen on the hockey pitch.
Well, our reputation with Coventry has been seen to be on edge. The umpires do get a few choice words thrown at them at points, and we have seen the fine line of cards coming out. So it's just containing that excitement and keeping the girls in check to ensure we don't get one man down. But tempers can fray out there, and it can be a really, really intense atmosphere.
Is that something that your captain will make you aware of before the game, that it's a very big occasion and that you need to keep grounded?
Yeah, I mean, the captain knows the players who are most likely to lose their cool, and she definitely keeps us all in check. She's a great leader.
Good, and looking forward to the hockey, what are our chances looking like against Coventry?
I mean, I have to say now, the men's game is going to be a complete whitewash. We'll see.
That's
We'll
what we like to
definitely be double figures, to be sure, for the goal line. But the ladies' game, I think, will be a bit tighter, a bit more exciting. But we'll see. We'll definitely, I think, take away the victory.
And James, what other varsity fixtures are you hoping to get down to?
Well, I'm reporting on the men's and women's swimming fixtures, water polo as well. I'm going to go along to the futsal. And, basketball tomorrow night as well is going to be a huge fixture. I think the next couple of days are key. I think there's a few big games coming up that are going to really, I'm hoping it's going to turn it around. It could be a kind of pivot for which Warwick can move forward from.
Definitely, because the more losses that happen early on, the more pressure that's applied
Indeed, yeah.
to the players later on. And Tom, obviously Warwick seem to excel in more unique sports, not the mainstream sports. We often don't win football or cricket. We won snooker by a whitewash. Is there any mainstream sports or more unique sports that you expect us to do well in this year?
Oh, the football. I expect us to win the football quite comfortably. Because yesterday we actually played Cov in a rerun, in a preview of you, and we beat Cov 6-1 yesterday in the football to secure promotion ahead of them. So I feel like that's one we should be looking at going.
Do you think that victory might be playing in the back of both teams' mind, though? Warwick with the pressure to recreate the performance and Coventry wanting their own back?
Well, I think Warwick will still be on a high. We've just got promoted. They'll still be on the high after that. Warwick will be going into that game with all the momentum, all the joy, and it'll be playing in the Cov players' minds. Make no mistake, they'll be terrified of going out and losing again 6-1.
We're only 2 minutes away now.
Very exciting.
Face-off, very, very exciting. And Holly, for those who are watching at home, how good is the atmosphere right now?
It's absolutely buzzing. I have to say, it's the first time I've come to see the ice hockey in my 3 years, and I just think it's brilliant. A sport that I don't know very well. It doesn't matter. You're all here. You're all supporting the same team. And I mean, the music's going, everything. Is really, really great atmosphere going on.
It's very, very loud here and very difficult to hear. But James, how is this experience for your very first varsity?
It's like we're having a passive-aggressive fight with the voiceover man throughout this whole...
He's a very, very loud man.
He is. He's
a
very
booming
loud.
voice.
He's very vocal, but that's not going to stop us. But I think it's fantastic. The stadium's filling up. The music's very loud. I think the dressing rooms are going to be bouncing right now. I think it's and I think it's all about a quick start. I think I'm hoping Warwick are going to go into it and score early. I think that will get us the momentum that we need.
And we heard him earlier. The the voiceover man, and he was suggesting that Warwick would need a goalkeeper to stand in. I'm not sure whether he is a biased voiceover man or not, but Holly, you could have stood in for us.
I said I was willing to step up, give me the pads, I'll get on there, give it my best shot.
Can you ice skate?
You just stand there, it'll be fine.
That's true. The role of a goalkeeper is particularly stationary.
Exactly.
Just lie in front of the goal like that.
I could fill it up. I'll be fine. I'll back myself.
That's an interesting tactic you raised there, James. How much do you know about the tactics of ice hockey and what we might see out there today?
Oh, a great deal. I've been playing since I was a young boy. Well, I'm well aware that the puck has to find the back of the net similar to football, but there's a puck and it's on ice. I think it's going to be a very quick game out there. I mean, the games that I have seen, they're constantly up and down the field. And I think it's all about, it's not so much a possession game, it's more of it's very much end-to-end and fast.
And Tom, are you looking forward to the match?
Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
We are now going to cut over to our very own head of sport, Tim Arstle, who has interviewed the netball team. Okay, sorry about that. We seem to have a slight problem with the VT, but we're enjoying talking about the game. And we've only got 1 minute now until the puck off. Well, the face off. It's difficult. You're also replace puck with ball when you're talking about ice hockey.
Don't mix up. Don't say puck off and face off. Don't mix those two up. It could end badly.
Yeah, and hopefully our commentators Jacob Southcline and Fraser Bernstein won't make that mistake because it could be a dangerous one. Tom, so...
Uptown Funk's come on, it's fantastic.
Uptown Funk has come on.
I'm in the
Tempted
mood
to
now.
start dancing.
Yeah.
Who do we think has more fans in here today?
I think Cobb are shading it, mostly because it's close to their university by a country mile.
Quality over quantity.
Is that another piece of unfair bias, perhaps, that Warwick itself doesn't have an ice stadium?
Well, I have noticed this actually with the Equestrian, for example. We had to go to Coventry and use Coventry's horses. It seems but the basketball's at Warwick this year, so hopefully that will play into our favour there.
Very true. In the basketball, of course, your lead commentary tomorrow on that, Tom. How are you looking forward to that?
I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be a really, really big event, and I'm really, really hyped for it.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to be joining you on the punditry team for that as well. It's going to be. I'll see you there.
Brilliant. Thanks, James. And well, we are now heading over to look at the Equestrian, which took place yesterday. And Tim Arstle and Charlie Cox went to have a talk to Warwick Equestrian and see how things were getting on there.
When you dropped it and you were just like that. And you looked at me like snakehead. Okay, so situation.
First of all, a club like riding, how did you guys get involved with that? It's not your conventional sort of club, so was it something you wanted to be coming into uni or just something you sort of happened to do?
Well, I think we both looked quite a lot outside and then coming back with this profile thing we could get like
What is the plan today then? Because I think with Varsity, with a game like football, it's obviously a shout whoever wins on the day wins. But how's the structure today going to work in terms of squad?
Okay, so
Speaking of that communication, compared to other racing sports like MotoGP and F1, how different do you think it is in terms of just the relationship between you're racing, but you're racing with something that kind of has personality? Do you think that rider relationship is really important? I'm joined now by Arthur, the horse, who is, well, strictly speaking, neutral. So Arthur. Right, here, come, Arthur.
That's how I feel about you too, Tim.
Arthur. Okay. So Arthur, it's, what do you expect from today? Do you think Warwick maybe got what it takes to win? I know we've had our disagreements in the past, but I find like really greedy and cooperative. Like, look, I've got a job to do, so... Right, do you think it's easy being head of sport? I mean, come on, look, it's not an easy job, Arthur. Come on, go out and it's gonna reach. Okay, do you know what? I've had up to here with you. Look, your attitude has been absolutely off the... Don't look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I know your eyes are on the side of your head. Right, come back. Right, no. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Look, after all we've done for you, coming here to cover you, Arthur... Oh, don't give me that look. That's what you always say. That is what you always say. I'm done. Fine, I've got to ask, in terms of actual dangerousness factors, how much is that? Well, how dangerous is this kind of ride?
It's
I'm only asking because later on I think I'm actually going to get to ride a horse. And the last time I rode anything in racing terms, I spun off a go-kart track and was told by a steward I'd probably get killed. So what are my odds of complete mortality? Okay. That cheers me up a lot though. Right, hear him! Right! What's the speech from Lord of the Rings? There will be a day when the shields of men come crashing down. But it's not this day! This day, we fight! Yes! It stopped. Go! Accelerate!
Welcome back to the Planet Ice Arena, and we've received news that Warwick's goalkeeper might be in a bit of trouble. Tom Holmes.
Yeah, the voiceover guy said that he's literally just arrived, which maybe explains why we're running so late today.
That may be a potential issue. I mean, how will this play in the goalkeeper psyche and the team psyche? Obviously the goaltender, such an important player for the team.
Well, he hasn't actually had a warm-up with the rest of the team, unlike the Coventry goaltender. So it will be a factor in his head, and it will be a big game for him, and hopefully he can still pull it off and he'll be ready.
Talk us through the usual warm-up for a hockey goaltender.
It's really important, I think, well, for field hockey at least, to get your feet in the game, get your head in the game, get that movement going, just get in the mindset, to be honest. And so it might play to our detriment, the fact that he hasn't warmed up.
Very true. And is it ever in your mind that the ball is going to come at you and going to hit you hard and hurt? Is that ever something that's crossed your mind?
Well, the padding's there for a reason, and all that's in my mind is just get in the way of the ball. So you never usually think of the pain, especially at girls' level. But when I have trained with the men's before, you can come away with a few bruises.
Because as a goalkeeper in hockey, it's a different role to that of football. It's more a blocker than a distributor of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. You're in a lot of padding, so it's more about just getting the shot out of the way rather than rebounding to a specific player on your team.
James, is this a bit of a worry, the attitude of the Warwick goaltender to turn up so late?
Yeah, I mean, it's telling when the commentary and pundit team turn up a couple of hours before the actual players. I'm not sure what his warm-up was. Maybe it was running from the bus stop with his kit. I think I wouldn't be happy.
Well, as goaltender, he shouldn't really be doing too much running.
Considering the goalie is, Jake Patterson, I'm going to name and shame him. Captain of the team I have down here. I mean, that's not a great sign, is it? I'm not...
Well, you'd like to imagine there are extenuating circumstances.
Yeah. I think, he'll get I imagine he'll get shouted at in the dressing room. He'll have it, people will be having words. I imagine he'll be absolutely fine.
And we were observing before the game that Coventry notably had more players in their squad. Do you think that will be an advantage going forward in the game, Tom?
Oh, well, it's about quality, not quantity, I mean, it's only 3 periods of 20 minutes. It might be quite a strenuous game, and obviously fitness will play an issue, but I think if Warwick has the quality to kill the game off in the first 2 periods, then Coventry bringing extra quality off the bench later on won't make any difference.
And James, the lights have gone up behind us. I think we might be close to the game, but I'd just like to remind you at this point that wherever you are and wherever you're watching, we'd love to hear from you. Get involved, tweet us at Warwick_Varsity, and whoever tweets us the most will be in with a chance to join us at the Ricoh Arena this Sunday for the rugby finale. The phones have come out behind us and the spotlight is moving around. The referees are out. How excited are we now, Holly?
I mean, it's a great atmosphere. As the lights went down, everyone cheered, and I think everyone's looking forward to the game.
And this is about to get started. James, are you excited?
I feel like I'm in pop.
And we're now here as the raucous behind us begins to hear more about the ice hockey. are moments away from the face-off now as the players are out behind us, and we are now going over to your commentary team of Fraser Bernstein. But first, Jacob Southkline.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Planet Ice for this opening varsity fixture between Coventry Uni and Warwick Uni. My name is Jacob Southkline and I'll be your commentator for tonight. And I'm joined by my good friend and co-commentator, Fraser Bernstein. How are we feeling, Fraser?
I'll tell you what, Jacob, I am feeling absolutely pumped. I can barely hear your voice.
I know
an incredible atmosphere here at the Planet Ice Skydome. It promises to be a great encounter and I'm very excited.
The blood is already pumping. We're minutes away from the puck off, and yeah, it really is an atmosphere in full flow here. To paint you a picture, opposite the rink we have the Coventry lot. They're well represented with a good turnout, I'd say. They've got their flags, they've got their hand clappers.
I've got to say, actually, Jacob, when the big bodiless voice of the voiceover man here at the stadium, when he was asking for the cheers from the uni, Coventry Uni was so much louder than Warwick University, and I really think with their current results, which have gone through in varsity this year, they have really got the momentum. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Coventry win here today.
They are a vociferous lot, and with good reason. They've pulled ahead with an early lead in the varsity. I think latest figures are 6-2 Coventry, is that right?
It was, I do believe. I think that's right.
So
as well, yeah.
If Warwick lose this one tonight, ladies and gents, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Everyone is currently taken to their feet. The players have lined up on either side of the rink, and I think
the national anthem, I believe,
we are being treated to a rendition of the national anthem. Always makes you proud to be British, doesn't it? It twangs the heartstrings.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about that afterwards. Actually,
there was a bit of chat earlier on in the month, wasn't there, about people are lobbying to change it to Jerusalem, aren't they?
Indeed.
For me, it's a classic. God save the Queen.
Again, I will let you know my views after this tune's played out. I have very personal views, but let's enjoy it for what it is.
Let's savour the last lingering notes. God save the Queen.
I mean, ironically, I think half the Warwick team aren't even British. Actually, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's a traditional song.
It is.
You know, but I always think that Jerusalem for me would be a more apt national anthem. I think it stirs a few more emotions for me. That's just a personal level, though. So each to their own. I'm not one to argue.
Of course, but I mean, there's that Olympic feel already in the air here at Planet Ice in Coventry. Let's talk about the players,
yes,
Fraser. The first thing to note about the lineups tonight, Coventry have got a much deeper pool of players to call upon.
They do.
That's the first thing that strikes you looking at the list.
Yeah, and I think the way I saw it last year, which Warwick actually obviously won, the way ice hockey tends to work is there are lots of rolling subs, so you tend to be able to conserve your energy. Warwick, with a much smaller squad, they're going to be very tired come the end of that third period.
Absolutely.
So
and already they've got the psychological edge lost because the goaltender, his name's Dan Harrison, turned up with minutes to spare.
Literally, he arrived with a minute to go, and he managed to miss the changing rooms as well.
He ploughed straight past it. So it'll be interesting to see if there's a bit of a psychological deficit to make up for Warwick early on in this.
Fingers crossed he knows where the goal is. That would always be nice.
The players are going through their paces down on the ice. I don't know, if we're looking at body language, Fraser, who looks more concerned than
I think
And the others down there.
I think Warwick are very, very nervous. Coventry started very well last year.
They did.
And they can take solace from that. So,
It's
anyways,
puck off. We're underway. And it's a fast start from Coventry, coming down the left-hand flank, deep into Warwick territory already. Coventry still in possession, get an early shot away there, handed away by number 31, Dan Harrison, the late-coming goaltender to the fixture. Coventry still in possession in Warwick territory. And they play it into a central position. Oh! And the crowd,
big miss.
Early reaction from the crowd there, Fraser. I think that's an early opening for Coventry.
Yeah, massive opener. A lovely play, a lovely ball, lovely puck inside, I should say. And Coventry will be disappointed not to have scored there.
They will. They
I think
need
the crowd are as
early
well.
initiative. Still in possession here, Coventry. Warwick haven't had a sniff yet. And Warwick break away. Now this could be important. Engstrom made good progress down the middle there.
Indeed.
And the ref has called a stoppage here. We're going to restart with another face-off. There was some sort of obstruction there, I think.
Engstrom was actually pointed out by Warwick as being one of their main key players, so expect a lot of the plays to come through him.
Engstrom being a Swedish business student. He's in his second year here at Warwick, played last year's Varsity, made an early impression. This season in the league, he's had a steady record. He's played 6 games, 3 goals, not a bad ratio. That one goal every 2 games.
When you compare it to people like Jack Meadows, who's played 3 games, scored 26 goals and 21 assists,
record.
And it's incredible. So I think Engstrom will be a little bit disappointed.
Now here we go, face off, and Coventry in possession back. And oh no, Warwick could be in trouble here. No, Benson's done well to regain. And oh no, Jack Meadows. Jack Meadows, who you were talking about there, Fraser. He had a flash at goal, and that's all he needed.
Shoot on sight policy. Shoot
got
on
a real
sight.
Sharp eye. Meadows again. He's everywhere. He's all over Coventry like a rash. And yeah, Warwick did well to get back there. The back line holding. Oh, that's the first physical contact of the contest.
We'll be seeing a lot more of those. Ice hockey is one of those physical sports I've ever seen.
It's chess played at 100 miles an hour. And what's this? And Warwick take an early lead here at the Sky Dome. Fantastic quick thinking from Engstrom there. An improvised finish. Absolutely buried that home.
And it's that man, Jacob Engstrom. He's done it. He was pointed out before the game as being the key player. And he's fired Warwick ahead here.
After probing early on, he's seen his efforts rewarded with an early goal that gives Warwick the initiative. Warwick leading Coventry by a margin of 1-0. Still a while to go in this period, but that will help Warwick no end getting an early goal here, Fraser.
That'll be hugely important. I think Warwick were under the cosh for a lot of that.
They were.
Opening minute and a half or so, and Warwick just ease the nerves. Oh my word!
Oh no! Well, after all that, after soaking up all that Coventry pressure, Coventry have equalised.
Can you believe
it? Scarcely 5 seconds after the restart.
It was a shot in hope, Jacob.
It was. It was
miles
a
out, absolutely miles out. And Dan Harrison, maybe that late arrival,
are in raptures. No, he just switched off there, Dan Harrison. That's a bit disappointing to see. I think we want to bounce back.
As I was just saying, well, maybe that late arrival from Harrison has really affected him. He looks really distraught with himself for letting that one in, and I think he should be.
Ice hockey being a game played this fast pace, every single margin, be it psychological or physical, really does count.
Absolutely.
And one of the Coventry players has taken a tumble. Back up very quickly.
Can I just remind you, no flash photography or using the video flash.
Warwick just taking their time here, trying to regain a foothold in the contest. I think that will have shaken them.
Yeah. The momentum will thoroughly be with Coventry now. Having just said how the psychological impact of that early goal benefit Warwick, losing that lead so quickly will be hugely detrimental to them.
Warwick have got to remain focused here. Coventry coming through, they're probing. Good save from Harrison, that. Well recovered.
Yeah, just smothered the puck. Made sure no Coventry player could get near it, and we're going to have a stoppage and play and another face-off.
I mean, it's easy to say, isn't it, Fraser? Like a sport this played at this speed, I mean, it's difficult to really have a minute to breathe, if you know what I mean. You've got to stay switched on the whole time.
No, absolutely. No, it's again a very fine margin.
This could be interesting. Warwick have done well. It was deep in their half there, and they've done well to recover that. And we're breaking away down the middle. Oh, big hit there. Simmons from Coventry, absolutely dishing one out.
Cynical. The
was
puck had gone, he pushed them over.
That's right, Warwick have done well to get it back. They were just sort of playing it end-to-end here.
Indeed. And that's the nature of ice hockey. It's an end-to-end game.
It is.
Absolutely breakneck speed. And really the players have been so physically fit to be able to play this game at such a high speed. And we're seeing that here today already.
I'll tell you what, if we had £1 for every time we're going to say end-to-end in this game, we'll be able to pay off our student loan early.
I'll steady on.
Simmons down the... Oh, excellent save from Harrison. He had to react quickly there. Simmons had a shot out on the left, and it was coming in at a rapid speed.
Yeah, and that follow-up hit the side netting.
Oh, no! It was a wicked deflection. And Coventry have taken a lead. They've turned it around.
And that's the second time, Jacob. A long shot has beaten Harrison, and Harrison, his confidence will be shaken right now. That is 2 speculative hits.
As he leans back on his goal. What must be going through his mind right now? I mean, he did excellently to save the initial shot. But
yeah, but I think he'll be expecting us to save those kind of those kind of shots. That's 2 goals now, where he really should have done better.
Another face-off in the middle of the rink. Oh, referee got in the way there.
Oh dear.
Not sure about that. Littonen gives up possession. Coventry breaking again. Coventry do break at speed, it must be said. They're like a well-oiled machine. I think the captain, Jake Patton, he really does need to step up here, make an impression on his team, rally his troops. He's been very quiet so far. Oh, and just a glancing blow past the left frame of the goal there.
One thing I noticed is actually Warwick, when they get the puck, they're just flinging it forward aimlessly.
They do.
Coventry picking their passes like that one.
Oh, and see, that pass just threaded through so neatly, whereas Warwick just seemed to be a bit scrappy.
Deary me.
All the noise is coming from the Coventry lot at the moment.
Rightly so.
With good reason.
Rightly so.
Warwick have not been able to get I would say foothold, it's more of a skate hold in this game.
Yeah, indeed.
Really are, I mean, aptly, very, very slippery in this first period.
Going back to that lovely pass from Coventry, that's the difference right now. Coventry are taking their time on the puck, finding the passes, and finding the pass in dangerous areas, whereas Warwick very much punting that puck forward without much hope.
They've got a real swagger about them at the moment, Coventry. It'll be interesting to see if Warwick can start to build a bit of momentum here as they move down the middle. Oh, and it did well to shrug off the Coventry player there. I think that was Meadows, Meadows, the top scorer this season. Yeah, he'll need to make an early impact in this game. Oh, and it's a deflection that takes it behind the goal.
Oh,
there's a bit of a goal line scramble there.
Goodness me, how did
Meadows
that stay
is still
out?
in possession on the left as they work it round the other side of the goal. Engstrom's free on the right. Engstrom chases it back into his own half, recovers possession. What's he going to do here?
He's taking them all on, Jacob.
He's still got it. Oh, he's on an absolutely amazing run here. What can he do? Engstrom, the goal scorer for Warwick.
Oh, he's still on it.
He's still got it.
Oh!
Just flashed it. Any sort of contact there and Warwick would have equalised, surely, Fraser.
Absolute bedlam. What a run from Engstrom, showing his class. As I mentioned before, Engstrom was pointed out before the game as the star player, and he's showing his star qualities there.
He's a cut above the rest of the Warwick team at the moment. Kiviaho, number 45. Isolated figure at the back there. And Warwick just gaining a bit of momentum now.
Yeah, they're
not flapping. Nice spray of ice there as we work it round the goal. Hackanson. Oh, now they'll have to be careful here. Coventry breaking again. Every time Coventry come forward, they look threatening.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the difference at this stage.
Well, that was well marshalled there by the Warwick defence. They did well. It looked dangerous.
There we go. Coolly regained there. The puck currently with Coventry. Well recovered by Hackanson. He's a big fella, is Hackanson. Standing at an impressive 190.
My word.
Yeah, metres, nearly 2 metres tall. I mean, that's... Oh, good save there. Coventry did well to keep their lead there intact. More of that. We need to be testing the keeper, I think, Fraser.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a good, positive, direct play there from Warwick. Took one of the players out of the game. I'm surprised the Coventry defender didn't go for that loose puck. Actually, kind of backed off a bit. But
you can detect that the tide's starting to turn. I mean, what I'd like to see is the Warwick crowd need to give their team a bit of encouragement. We're a bit muted at the moment.
Indeed. I really think it's that buoyancy from those last 2 wins for Coventry in the Equestrian and the cricket, which has really boosted them at the moment.
There's a feel-good factor in the Coventry camp, and Warwick do need to break through that. And here Coventry come again. Oh!
That was Story, I think.
Last-ditch tackle there, if you can call it a tackle. Last-ditch interception there by Warwick. Slater, if I were to pick out one player for Coventry, Slater is a man to watch.
Indeed.
He's moves like a vixen across the ice.
Like a vixen?
A vixen.
A vixen, wow. Not just a fox, a vixen, a female fox.
Hey, but they're light.
Ooh.
There. Oh.
Good save there.
Now. Warwick are probing.
Indeed they are.
Like an alien... never mind. They'll need some... certainly, if not divine intervention, some extraterrestrial intervention here to regain some momentum here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Jacob. Yeah.
Well,
one of your more unusual analogies, but nevertheless, which I feel encapsulates this game very nicely.
Oh, but joking aside, Slater again, number 17. Oh, the danger man for Coventry. Snapshot at the Warwick goal there. Nothing comes of it.
Huge thump.
Oh no! Absolute disaster. It was a looping shot, and it ends up in the back of the Warwick net again. Coventry in full command of this fixture, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. This is really painful viewing.
It's a sucker punch from Coventry there, because Warwick were building up a head of steam down into Coventry's half, and then Coventry had one little spell of play, and Harrison again. I'm sorry, he should be doing better there in goal.
He's off his game. He's shaken.
Now the Warwick voice is being heard now, Jacob.
Come on, Warwick.
Obviously, completely impartial in this picture. We are.
Other commentary teams are available. You can trade us in for a younger model.
If you hit the red button, I'm sure you can.
Now, Warwick do need to stay alert because the no!
My
and
word!
The gap is made even wider. Coventry are capitalising on some sloppy Warwick play here. It is 4-1 to the home side, and this is quickly turning into car crash material for a shaken Warwick side.
It's a rout. It's a rout right now, and Warwick need to get their heads onto that rink and start thinking about what they're playing for here. A lot of the university have come out to see this game. They expect a better showing than this.
Hard-earned cash has been splashed on this, and so far the Warwick fans not getting value for money here. But Letterman breaks away down the middle. Can Warwick salvage some pride early in this first period of play? Meadows again. Meadows needs to start producing, if you don't mind me saying, Fraser. With a record as impressive as the record he's got. I mean, 26 goals in 3 games speaks for itself. But currently it's Coventry who are playing like the star side here. Oh, and there's been a bit of a collision near the goal and some unsavoury scenes.
I know. Speaking of Meadows, there, I think for him, he really does have to step up. But right now, the grass is greener on that Coventry side.
Absolutely.
To keep that forest analogy going. I really do think Coventry are well on top of this game, as the scoreline deservedly shows.
There could be trouble ahead in this one, folks. We are not even halfway through this first period of play, and already Coventry lead by 4-1. And they've got the puck again. No, Warwick are breaking away. Well done. It's an unorthodox play there by Hamilton for Coventry.
Of course,
a hand team to go out there.
You can use your hands.
Yeah, but it was quick thinking because he just lashed out with his right paw, and doesn't seem to have affected Warwick as Lettinen breaks, but he's got competition from Parker, who's not giving up possession easily. Oh, and he's gone over.
But it's worked out. It's worked out.
He's ended up on his behind, and the puck is in a bit of space now, and Håkansson picks it up. He needs to stake it. Oh, that's a big hit off the glass there. Håkansson taken out of play, but it's recovered by Warwick.
I've got to say, Jacob, Coventry just seem quicker at the moment.
They do. They're sharper. We just seem a bit laboured. We sort of having to fashion openings instead of.
There's a chance.
Oh, just flashed across the face of goal.
And again, oh, dearie me.
You can hear the sticks clashing. This really isn't. Oh.
Oh no! He tried to square it across goal there, Jacob. He should have gone for his own. He should have gone by himself.
Should have had a bit of faith in himself. Ho in possession for Coventry.
I think in FIFA terms that would have been a sweaty goal. I think.
Hey, every goal counts, you know. There's a lot at stake here, and especially for Warwick, if they lose this fixture, dare I say it, Fraser, we could be in a spot of bother early in this Varsity
series. Of course, Warwick
having
never lost Varsity ever. 25-0, I believe the score is.
26th year of Varsity, it would be an absolute crushing blow were we to do the unthinkable and lose it this year. Touch wood. That's not going to happen. Oh, and there's a loose stick on the ice. That's a bit of a hazard, that.
He's got it. He's got back
up. Coventry's recovered. Coventry players recovered his stick. Oh, good save there from Harrison.
Much better from Harrison.
That'll do good for his confidence.
Absolutely, yeah.
A world of good. And another one. 2 saves in quick succession from the Warwick stopper.
Lovely double save there from Harrison, and you're right. His confidence will get a well-needed boost from that very quick double save.
He just needs to rebuild it. It was at rock bottom early on here.
He was.
He really didn't need to concede that early equaliser from Coventry after.
Not at all.
I mean, because you forget. I mean, it seems like a long time ago now, but we were ahead in this contest.
Yeah.
We were up by 1, and Coventry have capitalised on our mental brittleness, I'd say. Brittle like ice.
No, I'd agree.
We're going to have another restart here. The crowd settled down a bit. We just sort of settled into a groove now.
Yeah. I think Coventry will obviously be the happier of the supporters.
There will be. It's a good time to be a Coventry fan, let me tell you. Oh, Simmons takes a shot from far out. Almost paid off. See, there's no one pressing the Coventry defence, you know. Story.
Warwick are just, camped in their own half.
They're huffing and puffing. And it's early, you know. It's early in the contest, and they really cannot afford to be giving Coventry anything here. Coventry pass it from flank to flank. The puck loops into the air. Shakura will do well to pick that up, but no, Coventry have got it back in possession. Knowles out to the left. Is he going to square it? Plays it behind the goal. Good interception there from Warwick. Oh, he's giving it straight back to him. No, we've got to clear this away.
That was almost a very, very costly blind pass. They tend to fling that puck around the outside of the rink, and it will tend to chop around, but the Coventry player
passed it squarely back to the Coventry player.
Anticipating it there.
See, that's the thing. It's hard to tell whether that was good anticipation from Coventry or sloppy play from Warwick.
Possibly a combination
Coventry
of the two.
Got it again, and they square it. Oh, there's a good opening there for Coventry. That would have been an absolute disaster if we were to take a 5-1.
But Coventry are just playing with a lot of swagger.
They are. They're playing
that puck around the ice like it's natural, like it's second nature. As Warwick, some of the players just look really off the pace.
Warwick needing to step it up here as Coventry win the face-off, and Harrison plays it away. Nice break by Warwick. Oh, and again it's just slightly. Oh, big hit off the glass there. Lettinen takes a blow.
That was a nasty, nasty fall.
But now again, the puck was played just in front of Lettinen. It's those fine margins which meant that Coventry have come away with possession, and it really is Just Warwick lacking that edge at the moment. Meadows. Come on, Jack. Let's see some magic. Back to Kinsella in possession.
Harrison.
He's got options here. Sorry, Fraser, what are you saying about Harrison?
I'm looking at Harrison. He just looks a bit... It looks a bit like he's in pain or something. I'm not sure. Something to look at.
I thought he looked crestfallen, but he looks winded. Is he all right?
I don't know. I really think something's might be wrong with Harrison right now.
Yeah,
he's a little bit all over the place.
Troubling Harrison down there.
Only getting to the ground, a minute to spare. You know, it does raise some questions.
There we go. We're having a central face-off in the middle of the ring as we restart here. Patterson, the captain, loses out.
Oh, referee again.
Referee.
Away.
Get out of the way.
Oh,
that could cost Warwick. No! Excellent. Warwick got off lightly there.
Lovely reverse pass. Lovely reverse pass there from Coventry. It's a fantastic piece of skill. Really deserved the goal.
They're showing off. Fraser, they're showing off.
Know, it's
they're playing with real flair. Hackinson. Can he make something of the counter-attack? Oh, excellent pass. Into Engstrom. Oh, no. Not quite enough.
Engstrom looking the best outlet, though, for Warwick.
He is. By far the most threatening prospect for Warwick in this first period. Meadows has it. Oh, just miscued his strike there. As Coventry break down the left. Story. Oh, no.
The pace from Story made that goal. Absolutely stunning. Raced down that left-hand flank. I've never seen skating like that before.
In the space of seconds, Fraser, he went from one end of the rink to the other in blinding time.
5-1 to Coventry. I am shocked. And quite frankly, I'm a little bit appalled as well. As Warwick have not been at the races today, and they are not doing us any proud at all.
It's dark times to be a Warwick fan, people. And you've got to say, Coventry's lead is deserved.
Oh, absolutely.
They have been a cut above Warwick here.
There is not a single element of luck about this whatsoever. They have utterly destroyed. It's been a whitewash.
Warwick look utterly shaken.
Yeah. And they just can't get a hold of the puck. They cannot get a hold of it. Story again.
Story is just all over the place.
Oh, ripples aside netting.
I thought for a second there. I thought that was him. I mean, we've become so used to it.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah.
Coventry leading Warwick by 5-1 here at Planet Ice in Coventry. Story again. Oh, juggles it.
Absolutely running the show.
In mid. Oh, surely not.
Oh, goodness me.
Harrison recovers well, but Story, he's like...
He is the main story.
He is. He's like the Messi of the ice hockey world here.
He is
Fraser.
Absolutely ripping it up on that ice. He's burning through that Warwick defence like a knife
terror.
through hot butter. Or a hot knife through butter. Which one is it? I think
hot butter through knife.
Both would work, I think.
But it's really painful viewing for us up in the commentary gantry. Oh no, surely not. Oh. Excellent reaction save there from Harrison. I've been using the words Dan and Harrison quite frequently, more frequently than I'd like to have used in this first period.
Far too much than any Warwick listeners would care to admit.
Hackinson. Loses out to White.
Ooh.
White with a glimpse of goal.
Goodness me. So again, sloppy play there from Warwick. Passing it straight to White. White really should have done better.
If you're a Warwick player right now, you're probably relieved to hear the blow of the referee's whistle, because it just gives you a moment to breathe and collect yourself, because they really are having a rough time of it, Fraser.
I think it also gives them a moment to realise just what's gone on in this first period. Utter carnage.
It's quite telling that most of the restarts we've have been in the Warwick half.
Indeed.
Coventry piling on the pressure very early here. And they're breaking again to Story, the star man for Coventry. Simmons flashes it at goal. They're just running the show. Possession, speed, goals, they have it all.
There's always a man.
There's always an available man.
Oh my goodness.
Story again.
Oh, it's too easy, Jacob. It's 6-1. It is too easy. Coventry are ripping Warwick apart, but they're not even there.
Coventry, like clockwork, have eased into a 6-1 lead here. And if you're a Warwick fan, you just want to go home.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to go home, Fraser. This is absolute carnage.
I've never seen a more one-sided game of ice hockey.
Certainly, it's a far cry from last year when Warwick did well in the early stages and they were just more controlled. But like it's like two different Warwick teams, you know.
Absolutely.
Engstrom loses out, but recovered.
Yeah, we just cannot get hold of that puck. We can't put any moves together. Coventry, on the other hand, look at them go like ducks in a V.
It's boys against men. Every cliche in the book being fired out here. Oh, big hit.
Oh, hello. Bit of afters there.
Bargy. On the subject of bargies, Fraser, it's a light in the mood.
Oh, hello.
Oh no, hang on. We'll come back to my bargy. Bargy.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
handbags here on the ice as Eye of the Tiger plays over the PA system.
What a music! What a choice of song! My word!
I think there is going to be some sort of punishment dished out here because that really was not on from Coventry.
The boos are ringing out from the crowd there. They're not happy
if
with what
you missed
they've
that, the Coventry player Knowles just pushed the Warwick player to the ground. We really don't like to see that behaviour.
No, but that is the nature of ice hockey, Jacob. You get a lot of, well, if anything, fights are almost, well, not encouraged, but it's always an expected facet of the game. You're expected to fight. In fact, if you don't fight, you almost see it's not masculine enough to play the game.
Absolutely.
Actually. So it's a trait of ice hockey which is endured over the years, and you've just seen a perfect example of it there.
The ring becomes a coliseum of sorts, and the players in gladiatorial combat.
And then the crowd often bay for blood.
Oh, they were. I mean, that's the loudest that both sets of fans have been for a while. Certainly for Warwick. Now down in front of us, the Coventry substitutes enjoying a bit of the old banter with each other and look to be having a good time. Certainly a much better time than we're having. Warwick trying to make the numerical advantage count now. They've got to make this power play pay off. Oh! Engstrom with a half chance there. Oh, acres of space for the Coventry player. Oh no!
Oh, now!
Unbelievably.
The whistle went before, I think. The ball, the puck's in the net.
Yeah, controversy. Boos ring out around the ring because I thought it'd slip through Harrison's legs there, but no. Thankfully, a reprieve for Warwick as the referee's whistle blew before the goal could count.
Jacob, what were you talking about, bargies?
Yes. To clarify, I was talking about the argy-bargy that occurred, and that led me on to the subject of bargies. And Matti Kinsala, number 21 for Warwick. Matti Kinsala sounds a bit like a curry dish. It
does.
It does.
I'll have one Matti Kinsala and two naan breads, please.
Matti Kinsala to go, please.
Yeah.
I might order some bargies on the side of some Matti Kinsala. Might complement it nicely.
Niall, can you hear me?
Some less than complimentary things to say about the Warwick performance so far, though, Fraser.
Yeah, poor, lacklustre, weak.
But they're in possession now.
Pathetic.
Can they make it pay off? Lettinen plays it off to Meadows. And Coventry regains. See, even with the numerical advantage, Warwick just cannot make that extra man count. Patterson, the captain. Back to Lettinen and Donison.
Easy. Easy save. No power in the shot whatsoever.
It's just cut out so easily.
It's just indicative of how Warwick are playing. It sums it up perfectly. You know, we are playing ice hockey. We're not playing it well enough.
Yeah, this really has not been an overwhelmingly positive experience if you're a Warwick fan. But it's a rare face-off in the Coventry half here. If Patterson can win this, see, you won it, play it straight off to the Coventry player, and Coventry are back in possession just like that. But Patterson wins it back, and he's had a flash at goal.
Oh, what a save!
Great save from the Coventry keeper there.
Well, that was more like it. Whipped it at base, but that saving Coventry keeper emphasises how good Warwick are going to have to be to beat him. But he made them one so far.
They haven't tested him quite enough. Coventry working it around. Oh, slight nod of the head there from the Coventry player. Some good communication across the ring.
Warwick just don't have a foot. Oh, for goodness sake.
Disaster.
Pathetic.
But Warwick player Kinsella pass it straight back to the Coventry attacking player, and they really are making a hash of it.
Unbelievable.
Really are making a hash of it, Fraser. It's 7-1 Coventry. And that might be terminal.
Honestly, that all stemmed from Matty Kinsella. Kinsella had no idea where the Coventry player was, just played it straight into his path, and Coventry duly punished him.
Warwick making a rod for their own back here. They're making their own problems. Kinsella, that was just so needlessly given away.
Awful, absolutely shocking. And the Warwick fans are deathly silent, it must be said.
I can see some Warwick fans walking out. They might be going down for a hot dog.
Yeah, probably getting an early hot dog, I think.
But you don't want to see that. Oh. See, that's been the difference. I mean, when we went ahead, Fraser, when Warwick went ahead, Coventry was so quick to equalise, but Warwick just haven't offered enough, you know.
And another sitter missed there, Jacob. Absolute sitter. A yard out, couldn't control it into that top corner.
Benson plays an aimless pass down the ring. There's no one there. We're approaching the end of this first period, ladies and gentlemen, and I would say that's good news if you're a Warwick fan, because this really is quickly turning into a horror show here.
You can hear the difference in sound. And quite right, the Warwick fans, a mere whimper in comparison to the
noise
roar
is deafening from Coventry.
Rightly so. It's just so easy for them.
Hackinson to White.
Oh, off the bar, I think that was.
Again, I think that's the third time the Warwick player's given away possession in his own half. And Meadows breaking away in acres of space. Oh, and it's a good save again from the Coventry goaltender. Oh. Will be. And Meadows will do nicely to manoeuvre into a bit of space there, but
Tonison almost falling over as well there. Was a bit of an ankle breaker. It's too easy. This is too easy. This is unpleasant.
Just not enough pressure being applied by Warwick.
Viewing from a Warwick perspective, Jacob.
I'll be interested in seeing the possession statistics at the end of this period, Fraser. I think Coventry have seen a lot more of the puck than Warwick have.
My possession statistics. Because I have, of course, been making a note of all the possession in this half, and I will give you completely 100% accurate statistics.
Move aside, op to Joe. We got op to Fraser. Op to Fraser in the press box here. 20 seconds.
Just gonna say
of this period.
This song they're playing, OPM, Heaven is a Half Pipe, one of the best songs to come out of the early noughties. That's cheered me up somewhat.
We need a bit of motivating here.
I do.
20 seconds left of this first period, and it's not looking good for Warwick. They've got a mountain to climb already.
I can confirm that Coventry have had 74.8 possession in this half.
Decimal figures.
Dominant, as up to Joe would say.
Here we go, Hackinson breaking away from the back. Still in possession, and it's picked up. Oh,
save again.
Just another
blocked out of his
still got it. The Coventry tender has been in imperious form, and as the klaxon sounds to the end of this first period, Coventry have established a commanding lead here at Planet Ice. They lead Warwick by a staggering 7-1, and Fraser, That was a horror show.
Absolute horror show indeed. But there we go, you know, Warwick got the early goal, but Coventry have come back and roared back into contention. I think we're now going to head back to Niall now. And he can discuss this half's action.
Thank you very much, Jacob and Fraser, and what a devastating start to this varsity fixture for Warwick. Holly, where has it all gone wrong?
I have to be honest, I don't really know, but I think the heads have gone down now. There's a bit of a lack of motivation out there. It just seems like we're not fighting anymore, and that's worrying going into the rest of the game.
James, 7-1 at the break. Is it potentially a good thing that the whistle has blown and we can get in and regroup?
In all honesty, I have nothing to say.
This is from a man who claimed before the game that it would be an easy win.
I thought we were going to win comfortably. I mean, we were talking before the game that it was, you know, questioning whether the keeper turning up late was a big factor, and I think it was.
Do you think that was an issue, Tom? Because we saw the first 4 goals go in without a save, really. After that, he's been very, very solid, but that seems to have been an issue in the early minutes.
A couple of those early goals, the second and third goals were just shocking goalkeeping. You should not be letting those in. From range, yeah, all right, there was a deflection on 1 or 2, but it was just so poor. The goalkeeper looked like, forget turning up late, he might as well have not turned up at all for the first 10 minutes this game.
Can we say that one of the issues has been Warwick's finishing? We've had quite a lot of shots on goal, but the Coventry goalkeeper's been on fire so far.
He seems to have a cracking game compared to our goalkeeper, and that's the trouble. We just got to convert those goals.
How do you think, judging from a goalkeeper's point of view, how do you think that both keepers have fared?
I have to say Coventry's keeper's definitely one up on ours at the moment. He seems to just be much more in the game, much more focused. Ours looked a little bit slow on the rebounds, and this is just worrying.
James, is the goalkeeper the real issue, or have the defence been quite weak?
Well, I'd say you can't pin it all on one player. I think that's unfair, but I think there's, you know, if you're going to compare the 2 keepers for Warwick and Coventry, I would say, you know, ours started slowly. We scored the opening goal and things looked quite bright, but, you know, the Coventry keeper, he's never really been tested, you know, as well, obviously as much as the Warwick keeper, and it's been an issue, but I think there's been a few times where Warwick have been caught short in defence and we've been caught on the break, and at the end of the day you can't single it all out on the keeper. You know, you have to have a solid base.
I back that.
Of course, it is a team sport, ice hockey. And Tom, we scored the first goal. We were 1-0 up. How disappointing is it to let that lead drop?
Well, we didn't even have time to settle on the first goal. You know, it took them seconds to equalise, and then after that it was one-way traffic. You know, the lads just didn't show up. Nobody showed up in that first half. It was really, really, really poor from Warwick.
Is it a matter of momentum for Coventry? Heads seem to have dropped after the first couple of goals came in, so they need a leader on the pitch to try and revitalise them, Holly.
Definitely, I think the captain needs to step up and come out in this quarter with just a fresh look, 0-0, let's go at it again, get the heads up and try and score a few goals.
James, do you think we can turn it around in the second period? Do you think that they'll be able to get that out of their heads and concentrate?
Well, I think I would hope so. I think the breaks come at the right time for us. I think, you know, I mean, we were saying about, I think it was 11 minutes in, you know, it would be great for Warwick to nab another point, but Coventry went and scored 2 others. I think the whistles come at the right time for us, and I pray that we can find, you know, heads are down. We need to raise the momentum. You know, the captain needs to step up, and we really need to, you know, gain some momentum going into this second third.
Well, it's been a devastating start to the game for Warwick. We're now going to hear from Ollie Rice, Warwick's DDO, sabbatical officer, with Ellie Martin.
I'm here with Ollie Rice, watching the ice hockey. So, not the best start from Warwick. How are you feeling?
It's still all right. Having a good time. It's good atmosphere. There's a lot of sport going on, so nothing too bad from my end.
Still think we can claw it back?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think the crowd are going to really, really have an influence on their performance. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much sport going on right now, and those mascots are quite funny. And okay, they're getting in a fight. Anyway, yeah, the crowd, they're really getting into it. They're having a great time. It's a great atmosphere, both sides.
Brilliant. We need to make sure that we outshout Coventry today. We're having a bit of a brawl down there with the mascots at the moment. Who are you supporting?
What, one of the mascots? Or?
Yeah, the mascot.
Oh, I kind of have to say.
I'm kind of guessing that you're supporting Warwick, but, you know, out of the mascots, is it the wasp, is it the bear?
You know, I like elephants and all, but, you know, you have to say the bear. And, yeah, that wasp is just mean. So, I don't know what he thinks it's doing, but where's the ref?
There's been some massive hits this game. You know, there's been a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, lots of aggression. Do you think that the Warwick team need to step up that aggression to counter the excellent finishing of Coventry University?
See, I just don't understand. Why can't everyone just play nice, you know? That's how I like to do democracy, so why can't we do sport the same way?
Fantastic way of linking democracy into this. Thank you very much, Ollie Rice, for chatting with us. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Ellie. And behind us, as you may be able to hear, Alex Roberts has entered the pitch and he seems to be having some sort of ice hockey competition to score a goal. Hopefully he will do well. There's a rather rotund man in the centre who seems to be dictating what's going on. As we saw mascots fighting, Izzy the Warwick Bear against Tusky the Coventry Elephant. It is quite literally all going on here at the moment. And we saw a few fights on the pitch in that period. There was one of particular gravitas which led to a sin bin. Holly, do you think that shows that the Warwick players are sort of getting into the game a little bit?
It does seem to say that the Warwick players are a bit more composed in the game. But then again, they're getting shoulder barged and hit off the play a little bit, and I think they need to compete with that and keep up with it. They also really need to maximise on the sin bin for Coventry, and that was really useful time, which we just didn't seem to make the most of.
In ice hockey, James, is it necessarily a bad thing to see a sin bin take place? Because it's a very, very physical game, and it shows that they are really getting amongst it.
Well, I think it almost highlighted Coventry's dominance there. I think, it showed Warwick had lost their cool a little bit, and as well, goodness me.
I believe that the Coventry sports officer has just scored a goal. Alex Roberts is yet to go, but James, carry on.
I think, just continuing from my last point, I think the fact that we couldn't make use of the power play. I mean, Coventry was still very dominant during that phase, and they even had a goal disallowed during that point. Normally they're... I can't get a word in edgeways.
The rather rotund man is speaking very loudly, but I believe Alex Roberts has scored a goal to level the proceedings.
No,
well
he missed.
Done, Alex.
He missed.
He missed.
We're getting hammered at absolutely everything.
We're having a bad day all round on the rink today. But Tom, do you think that it's an issue that we weren't able to take full advantage of the sin bin? It looked as if they were even. They had as many players on the pitch as us.
If I'm being honest, the half was already over long before that. At 6-1 down, we just didn't turn up. It was just. I think it was symptomatic of the problems that are in the Warwick players' heads. They don't seem up for it at all. There were so many sloppy passes, so many pucks that we could have, 50-50s that we could have won that we just gave up. Didn't even lose, gave up.
Talking about discipline, we've been quite mystified of some of the fouls and supposed non-fouls that we've seen, and we've noticed that it's very different to field hockey. How different is the disciplinary aspect? Colin?
There's been a lot of things we've been noting and picking up on. One in particular is the ability to pick the puck up and deflect with your hands, which is really interesting, and also your skates, which is obviously very, very different to field hockey where you can't touch the ball with your foot. So that's really interesting to see, and it actually worked to Warwick's detriment when one of the defenders deflected the puck into our own goal. And I can say now the keeper would not have been impressed with that and had choice words with him, I think.
Is there potential that Warwick are trying to play too good a brand of ice hockey, liquid ice hockey, rather than, like Coventry, utilising the control with their hands, the chest, their skates? Is there an issue with that? Because Warwick just don't seem to be able to hold on to the puck at the minute.
I think Warwick, and I feel like they initially went in with a game plan to kind of take control of the puck, but Coventry, they've just been continuously hitting us on the break. There's been several times where, we've only had one defender in front of the keeper, and it's been 3-on-1, and we've really been struggling. They're playing a much quicker brand of ice hockey than we are, and I feel like they've come very quick out of the blocks, and we've just been stunned, and we've never really recovered from it.
Holly, do you think there's been a bit of a lack of communication on the field between the Warwick players?
I was actually saying during the play, it must be very hard to hear each other on the rink in comparison to all this audience and some of the music that's going on. And I know in field hockey, a lot of the communication comes from the defence, comes from the keeper at the back. They've got the best view of the play. So it's really interesting to see a bit of a lack of communication for the team and where exactly that communication comes into play, maybe on the sub-bench when they're going on and off. But I think that they really need to gel as a team, start working together and motivate each other.
And we've also noticed that Coventry have a far bigger squad than Warwick. The substitutions are rolling a lot more easily for them. Do you think that Warwick will begin to tire as the game goes on, Tom?
Well, I think not at the moment, because they're not moving as fast. They're not putting as much energy in at the moment.
They look tired already.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a certain lethargy about the performance.
Yeah. I think there just seems to be a complete lack of motivation, and I think what helps is it genuinely feels like Warwick are the away side here. Not there's a lot more Coventry fans in the stadium. We've had to make more of a trip. The captain turns up late. There's all these little things that have kind of contributed to the depletion of the Warwick attitude. And I pray that coming into the second, third, we up it. And I feel like we have to put that behind us. We can't be reflecting on it too much. I think our head of sport Tim compared it to a boxing fight. You can lose a round on points, but that doesn't mean you lose the fight. We have to come back stronger.
Saying that, do you think that the Coventry fans have provided an advantage for the Coventry players? Because the Warwick fans haven't really had much to cheer about, Tom.
No, the Coventry fans have been very, very vocal. They've been very, very active, and I think that has boosted on their side. I mean, you can clearly see, the fans getting on the players' backs a little bit. The Coventry fans are really, really enjoying themselves. The Warwick fans simply aren't at the moment, and that is really translating onto the pitch.
Polly, do you think that we'll be able to come back in the second period? What are your predictions going forwards? What would you change?
I have a lot of faith in Warwick. I think they can do it. If they've had a really good talk in the changing rooms, they can get back out there, and it's such a quick game, end to end. They can pick it up and they can score. I just hope to see it happen. I'd like to see us probably end the next quarter equalising, maybe 1 or 2 ahead. We'll have to see, as long as we just get our heads in the game.
As a sports person yourself, is it a slightly odd phenomenon that all of these players do play on the same team normally, and today are playing against each other? How do you think that will play in the psyche?
I think that's definitely interesting. When you know your opposition really well, that can factor in mentally. It can worry you a lot when you're playing, and you think you can try and second guess them, see what they're going to do, and that doesn't always work to your advantage. So it's definitely interesting, and it might be a factor in today's game.
Well, hopefully we will see a difference in the second half. We are now going to hear from Tim Arstle and Megan Tranter with some Mark Lawrenson-style predictions.
I am your host and head of sport for this prediction session, Tim Arstle, and I'm joined by one of the standout heroes from last year, Megan Tranter, of the highly successful women's netball fixture. How are you doing, Megan?
Good, thanks.
Looking forward to a very one-sided Varsity again, maybe?
Fingers crossed.
Well, let's have a look through the predictions. So, starting off with the Equestrian, and the Equestrian, one of kind of the more left field fixtures, usually a bit earlier, and we actually covered this back in 2012. A slightly confused Joe Shannon was trying to commentate over some horse riding for our live broadcast. So, what are you thinking for this one, Megan?
I won the last Varsity match, so it's hard to tell. Horse riding, you get new people in every year, and that makes a big difference. What are you thinking?
I'm going for Warwick win, so we're going to Warwick win on that one. Moving on to snow sports, again, a bit of a controversial sport, often Coventry being a little difficult into the build-up to it. And a fun fact, Coventry actually have 5 different words for snow. What was that in Inuit people? I forget anyway. So I think a bit of a close one. As we can see, the record, Coventry have never lost a Varsity match, sorry, but we did have the boys from Warwick Snow on the show recently for radio, so I'm going to back them for a win, I think. Good. So we'll move on to ice hockey, the big opener, the 25th. And a fun fact about this one, the teams actually play together out of Varsity time, so they have a close bond, but that doesn't make it any the less fierce. What do you think for this one?
Definitely Warwick.
Definitely Warwick win. It was a real classic last year, and we'll be covering that one live as well on Warwick TV's channel. And netball, one of my favourite sports actually, of course. Megan was the hero of this one. How many goals did you score, Megan? No one counts the goals. There was a lot, and it was classic. It was a 49-19 in the netball. So as a commentator this year and last year, I can only see a Warwick win, I think.
Don't discount Cov, they can come out fighting. The girls will definitely have to have their game heads on, but I think Warwick.
So maybe a bit of disagreement there, so time will tell only. And it is on to men's basketball. Now, unfortunately, I think men's basketball last year was a bit of a tough one. They've been struggling a bit in the league, Coventry, but they do play higher level, and they were good last time out, so I think I might have to back Coventry on this one.
No, Warwick. Warwick, pull out the back.
Now, men's volleyball, pretty straightforward this one. Warwick, higher Bucks League, poor form, just better team all round, so I'm going to go for Warwick. Any agreement there? And the same story with women's volleyball, usually quite a straightforward one. The only Varsity fixture last year was won by the women, so I think it will be a straightforward win for Warwick. Squash again, pretty dominant in Varsity history, and got some great facilities in Warwick in a sports centre, which you may have taken advantage of before, so I'm feeling a Warwick win on this one, especially as Coventry are bottom of their Bucks League, which is a real shame. Now swimming, again, some great facilities we've got around campus, the Warwick Sports and the Sports Centre, really great pools, Olympic-sized ones, and quite a good infrastructure. So I'm feeling like I'm leaning towards Warwick on this one.
Yeah, they'll be working hard. They're a focused club, and you always see them circuits, everything. I'm actually Warwick.
Big fan of swimming, and same case for the women. Great facilities, great team, and the varsity record to show for it. Now snooker, again, we don't often go to this fixture, and it's not often grouped with the main bulk of sports, but I'm feeling like this year Warwick will do what they've done, which is win again. They have a great record, so Warwick win for snooker. Now golf, the men have been flying in the Bucks League. They won the only varsity fixture last year. Coventry, a few mixed results. Again, disagree with me if you want, Megan, but I think I'm leaning towards a Warwick win.
Yes, I have to agree with that one.
And a big shout out to Ross at the production, Alex Hesketh, formerly of the golf team. And let's hope that we get no pub golf memories for the Broad, maybe a few bad ones there. Karting, now, big fans of the karting boys, really great team. Callum, who's now their president, I believe, has put a lot of work into the club. They've got great infrastructure. They're going to be down at Birmingham Wheels for this fixture, so it's going to be quite hard for them to get the support. But I know that these fixtures historically, these races tend to get quite leery, a bit of touring car-esque contact sport. So I'm going to go for kind of a lot of Pastor Maldonado-esque crashing, we'll call it, but a Warwick win overall.
I'll back your knowledge on that.
You'll back my knowledge. Maybe a good thing. Athletics, the park run usually traditionally kicking off varsity. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this one, Megan. I'm probably...
I've heard of it, but no, not too much about athletics.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards, based on the history of it, a Warwick win again.
Thank you very much, Tim, for your unrivaled enthusiasm on this otherwise pretty dark, dank performance thus far. Has complacency, rolled into the Warwick team, do you think, a bit? I mean, 25 wins out of 25. It's going to affect the mindset, Holly.
Yeah, they've definitely seen a bit of complacency out there, but it'll be interesting in the next quarter because Coventry have got it all to lose. They're going to go out there with confidence, and it'd be good to see if Warwick can turn that flip on the head, catch them off guard, and see what they can do.
James, do you think the expectation leading up to this varsity might have just been too great for the ice hockey team?
I wouldn't say too great. I think, as a sportsman, you have to be expected to rise to the occasion, I think. But, I think it's almost turned on its head. We've gone into it expecting to win, and we're now, 7-1 down. So really going into the next third, I think, we've almost got nothing to lose. The game, potentially is already over. So the players just need to go out and give everything they've got and try and, make up the difference.
Have there been any standout players for you so far, Tom? Do you think there's anyone who's been a bastion of light in the Warwick team?
Yeah, Jakob Emstrom, his first goal was absolutely sublime. He must have beaten about 3 or 4 players with some lovely skill and a great finish. He's had 2 or 3, glimpses, moments where he looked like he was going to make something happen, But other than that, yeah, it's been pretty dire.
We haven't really seen anything like that since. We haven't seen Warwick players running at Coventry defenders the way that Coventry have ran at our defenders and often gone past them and turned them around. Holly, do you think this is what the coach will be telling them in the break?
Yeah, I think the coach will, after giving them a good talking to and hopefully motivating them, he will be picking apart their play and what's been going on. And it doesn't seem like, as you were saying, with these 50-50s, we're just not winning. We're just not getting first to the puck. And that's really where the problems lie. And that's what makes it seem to us that they just don't want it and they're not fighting and they really need to start pulling it out of the bag.
Well, the players will be coming back out to the pitch soon, but James, before we go back, do you think that the lack of experience in the Warwick squad has proved to be has proved towards our undoing?
I think in terms of experience, that can be translated into confidence. I think, we were previously, Tom was talking about, Coventry's, their attackers are running at the Warwick defence. And, when you turn that around, the Warwick attackers haven't been doing that to Coventry's defence. And I think it's really a lack of, you say experience, but I think, these players, they love their sport. They've trained very hard for this occasion. I think, you can't, they've only, you're only at university for 3 years. No one's going to have a wealth of experience in a sport here. So I think you really just have to go out and give it your all, which is hopefully what they're going to do in the next third.
Tom, do you agree with James, or do you think he's being rather cynical? I mean, we've got some first-time players, Frederick Stock being one of them. Do you think that the occasion might have overawed them slightly?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, you can see 1 or 2 of them just aren't quite at the races. They're not quite there. And I think maybe I think they just need to settle down a little bit, you know, start playing their natural game. Because it feels like at the moment they're very rushed, they're very hurried, but sometimes they almost seem lackadaisical. They seem to be taking too long sometimes over the ball. They just need to start playing some, you know, faster, incisive games, you know?
Holly, what would your advice be as the teams get ready to come out onto the pitch?
I think it is very hard for university teams to gel each year. We definitely find that in hockey. With the new players and players leaving, it's hard to get the squad together. And I think they need to put that aside, think together, and just be motivated in this half and go out with it with a good attitude and get straight on to Coventry.
James, a quick prediction for the first half. For the next period.
For the second period. I think I can see Coventry, you know, still winning it, but I think, you know, hopefully Warwick can grab back a few points.
Brilliant. We are now going to head back over to our commentary team of Fraser Bernstein and Jacob Southkline.
Thank you, Niall. You join us back here at Planet Ice in Coventry. I'm Jacob, and on my right, I'm ably assisted by Fraser Bernstein. Fraser, I'm still shell-shocked from that first period.
I shell-shocked and just genuinely appalled at what I've seen. Warwick haven't really got going at all. They got the first goal, and since then it's been Coventry. They equalised almost instantly, and since then they have simply brushed Warwick aside.
It's been a literal slippery slope here for Warwick. It's been painful viewing. Coventry really relishing their historical underdog status here in this competition in Varsity, and leaders by a staggering 7-1 scoreline. Fraser, if you're a Warwick player right now, how would you even begin to try and make up that margin?
Well, the first thing I do is put some more effort in. Actually play the game like you want to win it.
Bit more blood and thunder.
Right now, I know these sound like harsh words, but right now I have barely seen a single Warwick player who looks like they know they have a chance of winning this game. They've skated around the ice with only half trying, and Coventry has just knocked the puck around them like they're waiting there. You know, some of the Coventry players in their defence have been outstanding.
Oh, they have.
Story in particular has shown glimpses of magic and world class.
He's been making things happen for Coventry, hasn't he? And we're facing off again here, the second period underway at Planet Ice. Coventry making an early break, but it's regained by Meadows on the left for Warwick. Meadows making good progress. Lettinen falls over. Oh, hopefully we're not starting as we mean to go on there. But Meadows back in possession. Early flash at goal in this second period. And Meadows not quite registering a goal there for Warwick. I'd just like to make the comment, Fraser. There was a Warwick showdown in the first half, and the Warwick mascot, who's a bear, kept losing his head. And there's a parallel there with how the Warwick players for us have lost their head, and they need to. Oh no! And just as we say that, the Warwick players lose their heads, their shoulders slump as they concede an 8th goal. Unbelievable! 8 unanswered goals for Coventry, and it just gets worse.
I can't. I'm speechless. I'm very rarely speechless. I like to talk a lot. But my word!
I mean, to be
I can't describe this.
To be speechless as a commentator is a bad quality. But honestly, like, we are really struggling to find any sort of praise here for a Warwick team that is really under the cosh. Lettinen out of exasperation, just idly flicking it forward. They are absolutely out of ideas, Warwick. Slater breaking with pace down the right into Story, and it's another goal for Coventry!
I don't believe it!
It is 9-1 to Coventry.
Oh my!
2 goals in quick succession. We barely restarted, Fraser.
I'm out of breath already. I can't believe what I'm seeing, Jacob.
I want to tap out. There must be some sort of mercy rule in ice hockey. I mean, like, this is unlike anything I've ever seen in this sport.
It is absolute slaughterhouse down there. I don't know where Warwick are going to find the ability, the belief to come back in this game. They look like they don't want to be there.
The word steamrollered comes to mind as Hackinson tries to make something happen. Oh, and he's still going. Hackinson shrugs off the Coventry player, but no. Beautiful. And again, they're just all over us like flies, Fraser. Dixon.
Like a swarm of locusts.
Ho, the wonderfully named Brandon Ho for Coventry. Oh, but it's intercepted by Engstrom, the star player for Warwick so far. And he's trying to work it around the keeper. Oh, and again, it's an excellent save from the Coventry goaltender. He has been in imperious form.
He has. And Engstrom again, the only bright spark in a otherwise abject Warwick display.
He is our light in the darkness. Sounds quite biblical. Other religions are available, but no, Engstrom really trying to make things happen for Warwick here. And I mean, there's almost a total abject lack of inspiration from the Warwick players.
Yep, absolutely. You summed it up very, very well there, Jacob. I just don't know what to say. You know, Warwick, considering they won last year's match so easily.
They did at a canter, but the tables have turned. Coventry have looked like world beaters. Kinsella plays it out on the right, and Lettonen's breaking.
Better.
Oh, and it's an excellent pass. Oh, and it's just wide from Meadows. And Coventry have it again. They just break at such pace.
It's the speed of Story in particular is outstanding.
Story's blades are like a blur.
Oh, there we go.
That's what we like to see. Come on, wriggle it through his legs. Oh, an opening there briefly for Warwick, but again.
Oh, straight back to Warwick.
Meadows. Oh, just comes. I think that came off the right-hand post.
May have done.
Oh, Carpenter takes a tumble for Coventry.
He'll blame his skates on that, but I'll tell you what, a good carpenter never blames his tools.
Ah, very nice. It's like live at the Apollo with Fraser Bernstein here at Planet Ice.
Oh, I made myself laugh.
He's here all week. Well, he's not. He's here for this period and the next. Come on, Warwick. Let's make something happen. Oh,
it's better. We're getting some more shots.
We are fashioning more chances for ourselves, it must be said. Something positive. There you go. A bit of positivity. But Coventry have got it again.
Now it's dangerous.
Working it around the back. There's no pressure really on him. Oh, that's not nice. The Coventry player just got trapped in a sort of a horrible squeeze there. He was down on his hands and knees, and our Warwick bloke just sort of ran into him. It's a physical sport, this one.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Physical game. There was a bit of handbags in the first half. Or first period, even.
Bit of handbags in the interval as well between two mascots.
Ah,
which is hilarious to see. It's funny.
To quote Sean Connery from Highlander, "Don't lose your head." And the Warwick mascot, the nameless bear, lost his head several times. I lost count. And I'm losing count of the score here as well, Fraser. It's 9-1 Coventry as we speak.
Oh, lovely play
But
there.
Warwick win it back. And as I say that, Warwick lose it. And Coventry comfortably in possession here. The ways from the crowd are ringing out across the ring. They're playing for fun. They're into double figures. It's 10-1 to Coventry, and it's spectacular. It was an amazing dribble from the Coventry attacking player, and what do you say to that, Fraser?
Unbelievable. Honestly, the crowd were weighing every single pass. Way.
Absolutely loving it.
And we were waiting for a pass, and it never came because the Coventry player, took on the entire Warwick team and beat them with ease. And it just sums up the game so far as Coventry entered double figures.
But something on here for Warwick. No, again, he's an impenetrable wall. The Coventry goaltender is having a worldie of a game, and Dixon plays out, and the ways start up again. That must be so demoralising if you're a Warwick player to have to hear that. Meadows unable to get the puck off Story, who's been in excellent form for Coventry.
Story has been absolutely phenomenal.
Dixon gets stuck in. It's a lot of action at the side of the rink, but no, they've wriggled it into space. And Parker swipes out, but Lettonen's breaking away. And Meadows now. Oh, excellent interception that. Story, again, he's everywhere.
Yep.
You take your eye off him for 1 second and he'll pop up again on the other side of the ring. But no, Warwick have won it back. And as I say that, they just can't keep a hold of it.
Again.
The puck's like an eel. To use a fishing analogy there. Use all sorts of analogies here at Planet Ice.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if we're going with the fishing analogy, I think Warwick have been reeled in and they're right now being billeted.
Fish out of water, might
Yeah.
I say. A beach whale. We've got fishing analogies for days here.
Well, in fairness to them, the Warwick fans are still doing their bit, still cheering, but really...
To their credit, they have been the MVP so far. I mean, just over 5 minutes gone in the second period. Shakura...
Well, I don't know what Shakura is doing.
Shakura, not to be confused with Colombian singer Shakira.
Yeah, well...
Shakura.
His hips definitely don't lie. I'll take because they're not even moving right now. He's barely skating at all.
Static.
Shakira will be very disappointed.
Shakira, eat your heart out. Warwick's very own Shakura.
Off the helmet there, I
Engstrom.
think, of Harrison.
Engstrom with an umlaut, so it's Engstrom.
Ah.
Get our pronunciation right.
Of course.
Engstrom moving at pace now, building up momentum down the left. And he's gone over.
That was a
He was starting to make progress there, but it was a Coventry sandwich. If we were to describe the Warwick performance so far as a sandwich, I reckon it would be a disappointing sandwich, like cheddar cheese. Whereas I reckon
egg mayo.
Yes,
Egg mayonnaise.
Coventry are Waitrose own brand.
Oh no, Coventry. They're a crispy BLT, fresh off the Marks and Spencer shelf. You know, that bacon is just crisp, and the lettuce is there. The mayonnaise is running down.
You're making me hungry, Fraser. You're making me hungry.
Oh, my goodness.
It goes without saying, Coventry here with a performance that has some meat on the bone. And
play.
Donison was at C there. Oh no. We just can't get a foothold at all. Just Warwick looking dejected to an extreme here.
Yep. We're being humiliated. Absolutely humiliated.
I mean, for me, the disappointment is that our big players, you know, your Meadows, your Hackansons, they just haven't stepped up.
You know, Meadows with an impeccable record, but he's really not shown it here today at all.
Oh, it was a crunching blow, that.
Oh, and a bit of afters.
Bit of afters. Oh, no, the referee's got to get involved here.
Go on, then. Let's see what you've got.
Yeah, the Coventry player's going to go for a temporary sit-down, I think.
That was Buckland.
Buckland for Coventry. It's just not on. He grabbed him by the collar, and that's when you knew. Just can't get away with that. And Meadows has come off for Warwick. Rolling sub, and on comes Benson in his place. Meadows off colour at the moment, not being his day.
Well, Meadows apparently has had 3 games this season and scored 26 goals with 21 assists. I think, I don't know. It seems highly unlikely that these are achievable stats on the current form he's showing. I'm very disappointed. They won't want to watch this match back.
They won't. This is the sort of performance that you play to prisoners of war as some sort of torture, if you're a Warwick fan. There's a strong Swedish contingent in the Warwick team today. You've got Engstrom, Hackinson, Stockert and Matson, all Swedish, all business students. This haven't had that same communication in their play. They just haven't exhibited it. Engstrom.
It's a miscue.
Engstrom miscues his hit.
Someone usually so reliable. And he's just not on top of his game right now. He's been Warwick's best player, but quite frankly, I think I'm Warwick's best player at the moment.
Engstrom, with experience in this competition, played last year's Varsity. Made a good impression.
Ooh. Simmons missed that one there, Jake. He had a really good chance. Flashed across that corridor of uncertainty between the keeper and his last man.
Oh, and that's not a place where you want to fall over there. Benson has recovered though, and Warwick are in possession, so it hasn't proved costly. Kivaho, out of frustration, if nothing else, plays the ball into the back of the net, but the referee's whistle had already blown. I say ball, I mean puck. not inspirational. Hasn't been inspirational, has it, Fraser?
No, not at all. But if anything, I'm thoroughly uninspired to never watch Warwick play ice hockey again, to be honest. I'd just rather not be here right now. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Warwick. And quite frankly, the players need to have a good, long, hard look at themselves.
If you're the captain, Jake Patterson, what are you going to be saying to your players? Sort it out, you know? Sort it out. Hackinson in possession, plays a looping cross-ring pass into Kivaho. He keeps it out on the right now.
That's better play.
Better play from Benson. Still in possession, good opportunity. Oh, flashes it wide.
I thought that was in.
Benson has made an impact after coming on for Meadows. Oh, and another excellent stop from the Coventry goaltender. Nothing's getting past
What
him.
a pass that was, though.
Oh, they just break so quickly, Fraser.
It's just literally, it's like Barcelona, seriously. To bring a football analogy into it, it's literally like watching Barcelona on counter-attack. So much speed and pace in the break.
You know?
It's like they all know each other's games inside out. But here's Engstrom.
Engstrom. Can he make something happen for Warwick? He's pushed wide. Oh, and he's off the glass. Oh, there's a stick in the air. Coventry break. Nothing on for Warwick at the moment. Oh, and we've seen a Coventry sandwich. That was a Warwick sandwich.
Yeah.
That's 1-1 in the sandwich stakes now.
Oh, unlucky there for Tennyson. Donison, even. Remember, Donison actually had a very good game last year, but he's really not hit those heights today.
He hasn't had the same calibre performance tonight. It's all
Story.
about what you do on the night. Oh, Story absolutely skinned the two Warwick players with one deft move of his stick there. It's like an artist's paintbrush, just
It's like going back to that Barcelona analogy. Story is very much like Messi in the sense that whilst all the Coventry players are excellent, Story is just that cut above. You know, he is the creme de la creme of that team, and he's showing it there. That's like for the 4th or 5th time he's just run through the entire Warwick defence, and it's like they're not even there.
It's left us for dead. I mean, you're starting to run out of superlatives for Story, aren't you? There's a limit to how many times you can say that he really has been Coventry's standout player. They really do look dejected, Fraser. I'm looking at Lettinen. He's idly skating around in a little circle down there. What must be going through his head? Because Varsity's a big competition, big fixture in the fixture calendar, and they're really not doing themselves all the competition justice here, Warwick.
No. And I really don't know what's going on here, but it's sad and shocking to see.
Coventry University, Coventry receives 2 minutes for 2 minute men on the ice.
That's a penalty. 2 minutes. 2 minute men on the ice. Penalty for Coventry there. They're fielding too many men on the ice.
Dear.
2 minute penalty.
He stopped it. Oh my goodness.
That was Harrison getting stuck in there, putting his body on the line. Keeping the puck out of his net for now, but he's been breached 11 times. Let's go, Warwick, let's go. Rings out from the away support as Hackinson makes his way down. Oh, he was making big strides there, but lost out in the end. Buckland now in possession for Coventry. Plays it off the side of the rink. Didn't pay off. It's now in possession by Benson for Warwick. Benson making things happen. Blocked again by a resolute Coventry defence. Lettinen's in space.
Oh, for goodness sake. Another chance goes back.
Another miscued pass.
Look at that. Look at that. Instant control. Oh, well played, Harrison.
Excellent. Harrison came off his line, swiped at the puck and cleared it away. Owen. Oh, the referee. The referee made a bit of an obstacle of himself there. Could have been nasty.
Could have been nasty.
There's a loose stick on the ice and there were limbs everywhere.
Yeah, but go back to the earlier save from Harrison. He's done well there. It was a breakaway.
He came quite far off his line, but to his credit, it paid off.
They did. Then Buxton tried to take it around the keeper. He read it very well.
It's the sort of confidence you would have liked to have seen him show earlier on, but you know, to concede that early on after we'd taken a lead and to arrive late to Planet Ice itself, you know, I mean, he had a bit of a slow start, starting to make up for it now, but
it's too little, too late.
Too little, too late indeed. We're just past the halfway point in this contest. It's looking bleak for Warwick. They trail by 11 goals to 1 here at Planet Ice in Coventry.
It's looking bleak for Varsity in general as
It
well,
is.
from a Warwick perspective. Really shocking start this year.
Really am reluctant to look at the overall standings. There's Hackinson, standing tall on the ice. At a strapping 190, he's showing his Swedish roots there. Big player is Hackinson.
Hackinson there took the shot, smacked his stick in anger. It's just a very frustrating day.
Bit of frustration starting to show now, isn't it? So what you want to see a bit of fire and fight though. That's what you want. I mean, because it has been abject stuff so far. Hackinson, an avid Chicago Blackhawks fan.
Well, he won't make that team anytime soon.
No, he won't. Playing out wide at the moment. Hackinson again, the man on our lips at the moment.
Indeed. Engstrom had a good run in the middle there, but he wasn't
still in possession. Engstrom, a pot shot in the end. Nothing came of it.
Engstrom was free there, but Benson went for the shot himself.
Hackinson again.
Oh, for goodness sake. Honestly, I was getting livid watching this.
Dragging it wide. It's become predictable in that we're just not testing the Coventry goaltender enough. It's as simple as that. There has been one side that has been better.
Big hit there from Patievs.
Good name, Patievs.
That's a great name. Almost scared himself there.
Coventry with time on the puck here, but no, Kinsala retrieves it out wide.
I don't know who that was to.
That was aimless.
I seen there was some.
That was an optimistic pass, but really, I mean, completely astray.
Tell you what, if I ever see a Consada on a curry menu, I'm not ordering it. I'll tell you that much. Oh dear.
Knowles taking a hit. Oh, a bit of Arthur's from Knowles.
Engstrom was done well there. Engstrom's done very well. He was a lot of physicality.
Easily by the Coventry defence. Lettinen plays it straight to Coventry again, into Simmons.
Oh, it's just a stunning pass.
Space on the left now.
Oh.
If that had wriggled its way through to White, Warwick would have had problems, but Donaldson's just recovered it there out on the left. And now, space to break from the captain, Pattinson. Can he get a shot away? Oh, no. Just lost control of the puck. It just went away from him.
I'll tell you what, the Coventry crowd loved that.
They absolutely loved it. Pattinson, the captain, not covering himself in glory there for Warwick. Buckland in acres of space in Coventry's own half. Slater. Slater just tried a little shimmy, but ended up flat on his face.
I think he ended up doing the splits there. Actually, they look painful.
Don't want to see anyone injured tonight, but in a physical sport like this, might be on the cards.
Yeah, there'll be lots of cuts and bruises the next day.
Simmons. Oh, unbelievable. Simmons with time on the puck, takes a shot, takes a cruel deflection off the Warwick defender. It's happened again. It's ended up in the back of the net.
I don't know what to say, Jacob. The score is now 12-1 in Coventry's favour. And Harrison, the goaltender, is just leaning back on his goal, wondering, why on earth did I get out of bed this morning? I should have stayed in, pretending to be ill or something, because anything is better than being slaughtered by the old enemy, Coventry University.
Warwick's confidence in tatters. Warwick's prospects in this match in tatters. It's all gone to pot here at Planet Ice in Coventry as Hackinson chases down a loose puck. Oh, no one wants the puck, Fraser. No one's taking responsibility.
Yeah, they're lacking a leader. Patterson, the captain's going to really have to take a good look at himself, let alone his own players, because he's just not leading the team at all.
There's been no one to rally the troops. There's been no one who's shown a bit of fight, you know. Even the two players that have been... Here we go, Hackinson in space. Nah, again, Coventry's so quick to get back and cover their goaltender.
In fairness, Coventry's defence has been sublime at times. Very much an overlooked part of this team.
And they've got depth to call upon because it's all stacking up against Warwick. They've got the smaller roster.
Yeah.
They've got an enormous 11-goal margin to overcome. Like it's just really slipping away from Warwick. Warwick still in possession. Engstrom. Oh, Engstrom, lovely reversal. And he gets body checked there. Loses out, but Engstrom did. Unbelievable! Warwick out of nowhere!
Finally!
With a goal that chips away at the deficit. Still trailing in this one, but they've taken a second goal to trail Coventry by 12 goals to 2.
And it was Jack Meadows, I think, who got the goal.
Jack Meadows, after being taken off for Benson earlier on in this period, has redeemed some glory for himself, and the top scorer for Warwick and Coventry Panthers this season lives up to his record with a second goal for Warwick there.
I'll tell you what though, that goal was made by Engstrom. It's a lovely turn.
Lovely work from Engstrom. Now come on, can Warwick ride this crest of a wave and get a third? Can they get a third? Because it's a long way to go, but you just got to take it goal by goal, you know?
It is a long mountain to climb. But in the words of Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross, ain't no mountain high enough.
Indeed, indeed. We love a good pop culture reference here.
Cheers.
Oh.
Sorry, but my 16-year-old self.
Sound of our childhood currently being played out of the PA system here at Planet
Bit of Usher, everybody.
I've always got time for Usher,
I've always got time for Usher. Hopefully Warwick will usher in some more goals as the period progresses. And we've got 5 minutes left.
We are ushering in the end of this second period, but Warwick still with time to perhaps get a third here. Let's cheer up their away support. Some half-time, exciting half-time entertainment coming up in 5 minutes.
Sure
Chuck the puck, love a bit of rhyming I do as an English student. Dixon fighting for possession for Coventry.
Well played, unlucky.
Lovely pass. Keeps possession for Coventry, but Warwick have it back now.
He's got a man on.
It's that man Meadows, the second goal scorer for Warwick. Plays it back. Kinsella with options. Back to Meadows. Lovely little exchange of play there. Patterson! It's a goal for Warwick! Fantastic! It's the captain, Jay Patterson, with a very important goal for Warwick. That's 2 on the trot now.
2 goals in quick succession, and just maybe,
there is a glimmer of hope still for Warwick.
The mother of all comebacks could be on. You never know. You never know. Warwick have a glimmer of hope.
They're building up the smallest head of steam here, Fraser. I mean, I don't want you never say never, but Warwick definitely with the momentum here. There's some lovely interchange in play there between Meadows and Kinsella.
And that's the Warwick we saw last year as well.
We just haven't seen enough of it tonight. Is it too little, too late? Come on, Warwick. Let's have a third. Hackinson, well defended. Story. Oh, that was a really crucial interception at Dan Harrison, the goaltender for Warwick.
Harrison actually ended up tackling his own player during that passage of play, but he redeemed himself there.
Doing absolutely everything he can to keep that puck out of his net. Coventry breaking with pace now down the left. Surely, if they get another one here, surely that'll kill any momentum that Warwick have built up in the second period.
They will indeed. Warwick have to try and hold on to anything that they can. With only 1 period left and 9 goals. Oh, here's Knowles.
Knowles goes past 2. Engstrom. Oh, Engstrom's got to keep his head in. No!
Here we go.
A bit of handbags there from Engstrom and Knowles. I think Engstrom's going to have to come off for that.
The referee's got a hold of Knowles' shirt there, and he's off.
I think Engstrom got away with one there.
Great song choices there from the DJ. Firstly, I predict a riot, followed by uh-oh, we're in trouble.
He's not quite Disco Dave, but
well, you know, he comes close. I'm just waiting for Baywatch to come blaring out in a moment.
That's what we want. The crowd are baying for Baywatch.
Yeah.
The face-off in the Coventry half. Warwick still with the puck. Meadows!
Oh,
it's another goal for Warwick!
It's a goal!
Come
It's
on!
a goal! Oh my goodness!
Go on, Meadows!
What a fist bump from Meadows! He knows how important that goal could be.
A lovely outburst of emotion there from Meadows. That's what we want to see. A bit of passion, a bit of fight. They've still got a mountain to climb, Warwick, but they're inching their way back into this, slowly but surely. The score is now Coventry 12, Warwick 4.
Now, seriously, a lot of Warwick players will be thinking, right, this is our chance to make history. This is our chance to write ourselves into varsity folklore.
If
we
they
can
come
pull this
back
off
from this, Fraser.
I will personally, I'll eat that pen.
Fraser will eat my brown Stabilo
Oh,
pen. Other
goodness
pens are
me.
available. And it's almost a fourth goal in a row for Warwick there, but not quite. Coventry looking a bit rattled here now.
Yeah.
Now,
suddenly their
Harrison's
plays
just got
aren't
to
quite
keep his
coming
cool
off.
here and play it out. Donison goes round the back of his goal. Knowles plays it off the edge of the rink. Goes round the back to White, who's had a good game for Coventry.
He has indeed.
And this is Story with a lovely, deceptive pass. And it's back with Story now. What can he do now? And he's lost out. Buckland does well to recover. Coventry in a bit of space here. Can just calm things down. But it's Knowles now. Oh. Knowles just wide of the Warwick goal there.
Buckland didn't even go for the puck there. Absolutely clattered Benson.
Story again. Story gliding through the central of the ring.
Oh no. Nice
Ekstrom
idea.
tried
Well
to be a
picked
bit
off.
too cute there. Tried to play it around the Coventry player with a nice little flick, but didn't quite come off. Coventry in more possession now. Buckland.
Oh, through the legs.
Into the skinned Fletcher there. The referee's whistle has blown, and that will allow Parker to come on for Coventry.
Another bit of fracas going on there on the ice rink. Seen quite a lot of it today. Good to see some passion though.
More
Very
handbags
good
than a
passion.
handbag shop. It's been getting more. Certainly, it's been decisively more feisty in the second period than the first period.
That's because Coventry know they have a fight on their hands now. Because Warwick have finally started to turn up in this match. Yes, the score is 12-4 in Coventry's favour, but Warwick are clawing back a bit of, a bit of reputation.
Salvaging a bit of pride.
Yeah, a bit of credibility.
Oh, really important block that from the Coventry goaltender. Slater made an impression in the first period, wriggling his way through. And as Benson makes his way back up to his feet after taking a hit there.
Got a minute and 20 left of this
Warwick
second
players
period.
putting their bodies on the line as the clock ticks down. Excellent entertainment for the neutral, this Fraser.
Absolutely. There's that seed of doubt in Coventry's mind. They're thinking, can Warwick actually do this?
We have got a game on our hands now.
If this period ends as the scores are now, 12-4, which it conceivably could be, or could do, eight unanswered goals. I don't know. I think it might still be a mountain too high, but I know Warwick will try.
Warwick will want to finish this period on a high, and they still could do here. They're making good progress down that flank, but now Slater's back in possession for Coventry. Lovely little shuffle to take it round Benson, but Benson's done well to regain possession. So that's Hackinson, sorry.
And
the Chicago Blackhawks fan.
The crowd really appreciated that tackle as well. They were up in arms.
Hackinson, the Stockholm native. Lots of players from Stockholm on Warwick's books. Hackinson, Stocker and Matson. All from the capital.
Oh.
Kinsella keeping possession for Warwick. Engstrom loses out there, but it's back with Engstrom now. Engstrom's got a bit of room to manoeuvre here.
Oh, no.
Meadows was ready to receive, but just ended up on his bottom there. Hamilton chasing down Kinsella. The puck goes away from Fletcher. 3 seconds on the clock.
And that's it.
And the second period ends here at Planet Ice. Warwick doing a bit to salvage some pride at the end of that period, but still have a mountain to climb here. The score remains Coventry 12, Warwick 4, and it would take a miracle for Warwick to come out on top in this one. Niall, over to you and your punditry team. Let's see what you made of that one.
Thank you very much, Jacob, and that was a much closer half there, but still Warwick not getting the better of Coventry. Holly, can we take any sort of optimistic view of that half? Do you think we can maybe pull this back in the third period?
We've definitely picked up our games. I mean, the people have shown up. They're a bit more motivated now. They've got the crowd going. We've got it cheering them on. So we can just see what we can do with it, to be honest. I mean, it's still 12-4. We've still got a lot of work to do, but we've got the time to do it. So hopefully we can pull it out the bag.
James, do you think one of the issues that we found today is that Warwick are actually a technically inferior team to Coventry?
I would have to agree with you there. I think Coventry have just kind of, they've showed their quality. We really didn't expect it from them. And I think, going into the final third, we need something similar to what Liverpool gave in Istanbul back in 2005 against AC Milan. We need a big comeback. But what's lovely is that the Warwick fans are really still getting behind the team. There's still that unity, and I feel like, I think the game is, the game's gone now, but it's about playing for pride.
Of course, against Liverpool, it was only 3 goals. Warwick need 8 more goals to get level. Tom, being a Liverpool fan yourself, do you think that the Warwick team can somehow get hold of the spirit of 05?
Listen, the way I see it, I was shedding tears at half-time in 05. I thought that game was dead. And I mean, there's still time. 20 minutes is a long time. It only took Liverpool 8 minutes to come back from...
The question is, what were you doing at full-time?
That full-time I was cheering.
Indeed.
So, exactly.
We'll conclude at the end of the game, shall we?
I mean, Warwick were much better in that second period. Much better.
Let's hope we can. And one thing that can be said about the Warwick fans is that they have remained vocal. Unlike some Liverpool fans who are rumoured to have left the game at half-time at Istanbul, the Warwick fans have stayed loyal and are still making noise, Holly.
Yeah, we've had a lot of chanting in the stands, so a few interesting chants going on between the two unis.
Which we couldn't possibly comment on.
No, of course, a bit of controversy there. But it's nice to see them vocal and supporting the boys.
We've seen them really getting into the spirit of it. I saw at one goal, one of the Warwick fans taking his shirt off. We've seen the Poznan, the turning around and jumping up and down. They're really getting into the spirit of the event, James, and that's what Varsity's all about.
It is what it's all about. I think, we went down to the bar just to grab a drink during the game, and it was, there is the unity. I was chatting to a Coventry student, and at the end of the day, it's a fantastic sporting event, and everyone's just here to have a good time, and that's exactly what we're having.
Do you think the third period, we'll see Warwick having a better time, Tom?
Yeah, I think Coventry have taken their foot off the gas now. There was this odd kind of shift that happened when Cov made it 12-1. That was it. The fans switched off, the players switched off. Our fans suddenly just came to life. Our players suddenly came to life. Warwick now have all the momentum. I don't think we'll come back and win the game, but I'd like to see us, go on, win the third period, make the scoreline respectable, because there's certainly a lot of potential for Warwick to, really make it look like a close game.
As Tom says, Holly, it's a very long way back. What do you think the coach and the captain will be saying in the dressing room right now?
I think he'll be trying to keep that momentum up, keep the boys' heads up high, and I can definitely see them gelling a lot more as a team in that period. A lot more congratulating each other on the goals, etc. So hopefully the coach will be giving them a few more pointers on their game, but also keeping that momentum going and cheering them on.
Do you think we can come out and realistically win the third period?
I've got a lot of optimism and I've got a lot of hope in the team, and I think anything can happen at Varsity, and I would love to see that comeback.
Good. James, can you see anything else happening in the third period for Warwick?
Other than Coventry scoring more.
Other than that, maybe some positives.
I think what I kind of gleaned from the second period was that I feel like Warwick have almost accepted that we aren't going to win this, so they just go out and enjoy yourselves. I mean, some of these players, this is going to be the biggest game they're ever going to play in, and I think it's all about just going out and enjoying yourself now. I think at the beginning of the match, every you know, it was a bit down. We were talking about, you know, heads had fallen. I think at the end of the day, just go out. You're playing in a stadium in front of all your mates. Go out and enjoy yourself.
And Tom, how have you enjoyed the whole occasion today, the whole ice hockey experience?
Oh, it's been an amazing experience. It's been an amazing gauge. You know, even at 12-1 down, the Warwick fans were bouncing. The stadium was electrifying. There's been some great banter between the two sides as well, between the two sets of fans. There's been a few kerfuffles, been a few scrapes, there's been a few sin bennings. It's been a really, really, really great experience.
I completely agree, and there has been a few more than just handbags instances. Now we're going to go and hear from Tim and Megan for their second half of their Mark Lawrenson predictions.
The biggest sporting competition on campus is just around the corner, and it is time to get well on board the teamwork hype train. I am your host and head of sport for this prediction session, Tim Russell, and I'm joined by one of the standout heroes from last year, Megan Tranter of the highly successful women's netball fixture. How are you doing, Megan?
Good, thanks.
Looking forward to a very one-sided varsity again, maybe?
Fingers crossed.
Well, let's have a look through the predictions. So starting off with the Equestrian, and the Equestrian, one of kind of the more left field fixtures, usually a bit earlier, and we actually covered this back in 2012. A slightly confused Joe Shannon was trying to commentate over some horse riding for our live broadcast. So what are you thinking of this one, Megan?
I won the last varsity match, so it's hard to tell. Horse riding, you get new people in every year, and that makes a big difference. What are you thinking?
I'm going for Warwick win, so we're going to Warwick win on that one. Moving on to snow sports, again a bit of a controversial sport, often Coventry being a little difficult into the build up to it. And a fun fact, Coventry actually have 5 different words for snow. What was that, Inuit people? I forget anyway. So I think a bit of a close one. As we can see, the record, Coventry have never lost a varsity match, sorry, but we did have the boys from Warwick Snow on the show recently for radio, so I'm going to back them for a win, I think. So we'll move on to ice hockey, the big opener, the 25th. And a fun fact about this one, the teams actually play together out of varsity time, so they have a close bond, but that doesn't make it any the less fierce. What do you think for this one?
Definitely Warwick.
Definitely Warwick win. It was a real classic last year, and we'll be covering that one live as well on Warwick TV channel. And netball, one of my favourite sports actually, of course. Megan was the hero of this one. How many goals did you score, Megan? No one counts the goals. There was a lot, and it was a 49-19 in the netball. So as a commentator this year and last year, I can only see a Warwick win, I think.
Don't discount Cov, they can come out fighting. The girls will definitely have to have their game heads on, but I think Warwick.
So maybe a bit of disagreement there, so time will tell only. And it is on to men's basketball. Now, unfortunately, I think men's basketball last year was a bit of a tough one. They've been struggling a bit in the league, Coventry, but they do play higher level, and they were good last time out, so I think I might have to back Coventry on this one.
No. Warwick. Pull out the back.
Now, men's volleyball, pretty straightforward this one. Warwick, higher Bucks League, poor form, just better team all round, so I'm going to go for Warwick. Any agreement there? And the same story with women's volleyball, usually quite a straightforward one. The only varsity fixture last year was won by the women, so I think it'll be a straightforward win for Warwick. Squash again, pretty dominant in varsity history, and got some great facilities in Warwick in the sports centre, which you may have taken advantage of before, so I'm feeling a Warwick win on this one, especially as Coventry are bottom of their Bucks League, which is a real shame. Now swimming, some great facilities we've got around campus, the Warwick Sports and the Sports Centre, really great pools, Olympic-sized ones, and quite a good infrastructure. So I'm feeling like I'm leaning towards Warwick on this one.
Yeah, they'll be working hard. They're a focused club, and you always see them circuits, everything. I'm actually Warwick.
Big fan of swimming, and same case for the women. Great facilities, great team, and the varsity record to show for it. Now snooker, again, we don't often go to this fixture, and it's not often grouped with the main bulk of sports, but I'm feeling like this year Warwick will do what they have done, which is win again. They have a great record, so Warwick win for snooker. Now golf, the men have been flying in the Bucks League. They won the only varsity fixture last year. Coventry, a few mixed results. Again, disagree with me if you want, Megan, but I think I'm leaning towards a Warwick win.
Yes, I have to agree with that one.
And a big shout out to Ross Head of Production, Alex Hesketh, formerly of the golf team. And let's hope we get no pub golf memories for the Broad, maybe a few bad ones there. And karting, now, big fans of the karting boys, really great team. Callum, who's now their president, I believe, has put a lot of work into the club. They've got great infrastructure. They're going to be down at Birmingham Wheels for this fixture, so it's going to be quite hard for them to get the support. But I know that these fixtures historically, these races tend to get quite leery, a bit of touring car-esque contact sport. So I'm going to go for kind of a lot of Pastor Maldonado-esque crashing, we'll call it, but a Warwick win overall.
I'll back your line.
You'll back my line. Maybe a good thing. Athletics, park run, usually traditionally kicking off Varsity. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this one, Megan. I'm probably...
I've heard of it, but no, not too much about athletics.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards, based on the history of it, a Warwick win again.
Thank you very much, Tim and Megan, for casting an expert eye over the Varsity proceedings. And, well, in that period, we were asking before, at the end of the first period, for better individual performances, and Jack Meadows is certainly one player who has risen to the challenge. James, you're particularly a big fan of him.
Yeah, we've kind of just got a glimpse of Jack today. I think, a stat is that he's only played 3 games this season, but he has scored 26 points for Warwick. I think, he scored a couple of points in that third, but... it's, you question the worth of those points. The game's already dead. I think, the dressing room, they've probably been told to just go out and express themselves, do what they can, just enjoy themselves. And, Jack really could have had a bit more of an impact in the first third, but that was lacking.
Holly, do you think there's a possibility that Warwick are carrying a number of luxury players in the team who can produce on their day, but aren't players that can play well in every game?
That's the trouble with star players. You never know how they're going to perform. It all does come down to the day and the impact of the atmosphere, and the fans can have such a huge psychological impact on your game. And it feels like they're just not shining, and that possibly they're getting a bit blamed by other players for that. But you've not got to let that internal struggle between the players impact the overall game. You've got to kind of remain as a team and stay motivated.
Tom, can Jack Meadows in the third period somehow pull us out of this rut?
Well, he can't do it by himself, but there's a couple of other lads out there I think that can. The likes of Patterson, the likes of Engelstrom. If we can work together as a team, we can get 3 or 4 players all playing well, all scoring goals. Then yeah, why not? 20 minutes is a long time.
You touch on some of the other players there, of course. There are 4 Swedish players in the team, all of whom are studying at the Warwick Business School.
Yeah.
Do you think there could be a hint of factionalism within the team?
A clique in the dressing room, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying there might be unrest behind closed doors.
I do wonder what's going on in that dressing room now. I think, it makes me wonder what the coach is saying. I can't imagine his team thought it being too different from what he was saying just after the first third. I think it's a matter of just going out and enjoying yourselves now. See how many points you can get on the board.
Probably a lot of expletives as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can imagine. Maybe some violence.
Maybe more violence than we're seeing on the pitch.
Yeah.
Holly, can you see it possibly blowing up in the third period? Frustration from the Warwick players telling?
Yeah, I can see a lot of frustration, and if they're not getting the result they want, anger can come out, and I can imagine in this sport it's very easy for tussles to start. So I could expect to see at least 1 or 2 in the next period.
Warwick's disciplinary record is still seamless. No sin bins to date. Is that a problem?
I think it is in a way. Just because, maybe it just shows a lack of passion almost. We haven't been playing an aggressive game. I think Coventry have really got into it thinking, you know what, we aren't expecting to win this, really, in terms of the whole of Varsity. They've just gone out with almost a siege mentality. They've been throwing punches everywhere, and, Warwick, they've almost been a bit timid, haven't they, Tom?
Yeah, timid's exactly the word I'd use. The cricket, disappointed to get bowled out for less than 100. Tonight, again, there just has no fire.
Yeah.
There's no passion. No one seems to be really hurling themselves into the tackles. No one seems to be really, throwing their stick in frustration. There's none of that passion.
Yeah.
I think it's just classic Warwick politeness. I've seen it on the hockey pitch, field hockey pitch too. It's just Warwick don't like to drop the shoulder in sometimes. They're a bit too nice to their opposition.
Comparing ice hockey to hockey, how is the system with sin bins and red cards? Are they frequently given out? Are you expected to maybe get a couple in a game?
I'd say they're a bit more rare than sin bins in ice hockey for sure. Cards probably a bit more of an event in the game for field hockey.
What sort of instances would lead to a sin bin in hockey?
It's a lot of tackling issues, mainly around the D, around that area. I think that's where they come into play.
Okay, fair enough. So compared to ice hockey, less so.
Yeah, a little bit less aggressive.
Indeed. And James, so third, but well, looking forward to further varsity fixtures. We've got the basketball tomorrow. Raw and WTV will be broadcasting that, as well as the netball, back to back. Very, very exciting. Do you think that is where we're going to be turning things around?
I hope so. I really hope so. I think the fact that the basketball's at Warwick is going to make a big difference. I think, you know, the real thing tonight is that Warwick have, you know, we've come into a stadium where, you know, we are the minority. We're away from home, and it, you know, it really feels like that. Straight from the off, Coventry came at it all guns blazing. They were the louder crowd. I think we'll, you know, having the comfort of just being just up the road, you know, it will suit our play.
Speaking to a Warwick fan in the break, he compared this to being an away fan at Elland Road.
Yeah.
Tom, can you sympathise?
Yes, to be honest. I mean, it's one of those where Coventry, you know, I do think the crowd have really symptomised the game. For the first period, the Coventry fans were all over us. Then at the start of the second period, you know, the Cov fans were the loudest. But then as soon as our fans got behind the team, at about 12-1, as soon as our fans picked up, as soon as we started winning the battle amongst the fans, we started winning the battles on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
So if we are to lose today, that will bring us down to 8-2 in the overall varsity proceedings. How far can we let this go before we need to start clawing back, before it becomes impossible? Holly?
I think we really need to step up. I think all the other sports looking at this performance need to realise that every point does count, and even if their event's not opening or ending varsity, those points matter, and just to get pumped and get motivated for all the fixtures.
I mean, it's worth noting, we do have some bankers, you know. The tennis, for example, we're not going to lose the tennis. That is just not going to happen.
Well, according to James, we weren't going to lose the ice hockey. And look what happened.
Yeah, but we won 60-0 last year in the tennis. It was really... Our seconds annihilated their seconds. You know, tennis is one of those... You know,
that's very true, but the change to just first this year, is that going to make a big difference? Maybe at the top level of sport, Warwick aren't quite what Coventry are.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think in certain sports, we still do have a complete majority. The likes of tennis, the likes of football, the likes of possibly the basketball. And, you know, those are the sorts of sports where we'll be looking at the big sports where we'll be stepping up. And I think we will see a few teams step up and really shift the momentum tomorrow and into Saturday.
The nuance of university sports, though, is that there is a turnaround. There was only 3 years spent at university, and teams get better, get worse. We saw with the football last year, Warwick first lost 3-0, I think it was, to Coventry first. But this year, it looks as if we won 6-1 during the week. So perhaps we can't rest on our laurels with certain sports such as tennis and football. Holly?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's interesting to see how a team gels together when you get the new freshers coming in and old girls leaving. And it definitely takes our teams within hockey a little while to settle into that team routine and to get used to playing together. And it does really affect our performances. I mean, we see performances at the beginning of the season so differently to the end. When we play the same teams, we come back so much stronger. So I think that's definitely an impact. But I think at this time in the season, it's late on. We should have gelled as a team by now. So it's a shame to see the boys not performing today.
From a hockey perspective, do you feel that Warwick men and women have always been stronger than Coventry?
Always, especially in the ones team, but as well in the seconds, which is a shame to see the second match no longer being played within varsity. But I think we've definitely got it in the bag for Saturday. We're very confident going into the games. It is all to play for, and we've got everything to lose, but I think we've got it.
That's what we love to hear. And what pitch will we be playing on?
We're actually away at the place at Coventry, only 5 minutes from our home ground, so not too far to go, which does give them a little bit of an advantage, but I know we'll have loads of support there cheering us on.
That's true. Do you think we'll get a lot of the club down and people who aren't even involved with the club coming down to watch?
Yeah, I hope so. Seeing as it's only 5 minutes away from campus, really short walk, I hope we'll see a lot of people there, including all the hockey club will be there, men's and women supporting each other, so it should be a good crowd.
The teams are on their way out. James, as a fresher, have you been enjoying varsity very quickly?
I've absolutely loved it, yeah. I mean, the atmosphere says it all, you know. It's been a fantastic occasion. It hasn't gone our way, and I'm fairly certain it won't go our way. But, you know, I've enjoyed it nonetheless.
Well, hopefully the third period will see a bit more success for Warwick as I hand back to your commentators, Fraser Bernstein and Jacob Southkline.
Thank you, Niall. You rejoin Jacob and Fraser up here in the commentary box, and we've been overseeing, well, what's been car crash hockey really for Warwick, and still with a mountain to climb in this final third period, and I'm morbidly curious to see how we get on, Fraser.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do from a Warwick perspective. But at the end of that half, or that period, I should say, sorry, we scored three goals on the trot, and we looked better.
Yes,
towards the end of
there were
that.
signs of improvement, glimmer of hope, you could say, but it's whether we've left it too late in this competition to really make an impact. I mean, our hopes are fading, but as I say that, the players do look up for that. I can see Lettinen limbering up down there, the assistant captain from Finland. He's going to be the club captain of Warwick Floorball in a matter of weeks, and he's made an impression. There is signs of improvement across the rink, but we really need Warwick to produce something miraculous here to come away with a result.
What's so crucial to this period is that Warwick gets a good start. You cannot underestimate that. It's so crucial that they get a good start, or else Coventry will build in confidence, thinking, right, that's it, the game's in the bag. They haven't scored for another 10 minutes.
And we face off and we're away. Warwick really needs to get up and at Coventry straight away, get in their faces, get stuck in. And you were talking about a fast start, Fraser, but already Coventry in possession and in a lot of space down there. Story plays it into a central position. White's got... And unbelievably, Coventry may have put the final nail in Warwick's coffin as they notch their 13th goal.
That is an absolute hammer blow to Warwick's hopes. An absolute hammer blow. Warwick, during that break, would have been thinking, right, this is it, fast start, get another goal, make Coventry sweat. And instead, Coventry have come out all guns blazing, and they've already extended that lead to 9 goals now. And
psychologically, that is a hammer blow. And Story again, he's sort of playing an on-gauche role. He's making things happening in the middle of the ring for Coventry. And Simmons, the goal scorer, he had options for the goal as well. He had White coming out on his left, and he went alone in the end, and it was a fantastic finish into the roof of the net. Hackanson recovering for Warwick. Here's Donison. Excellent one-handed control there. Play's been stopped for now. That's really disappointing for Warwick, that Fraser. Really disappointing.
I think when that goal went in, the whole Warwick side of the stadium just deflated.
Yes.
You could feel it, you could see it.
As they came out for the third period, you could see they did look up for the fight. I could see Patterson geeing on the troops, but it's all come to nothing as normal service resumes and Coventry.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, they've done it again. That may be that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
In this third period, Coventry have just scored their 14th, and that opens up a double digits margin of 10 that Warwick have to overcome in 19 minutes to do it.
36 seconds gone, Jacob, and Coventry have already scored 2 goals.
Starting to undo the good work of the last few minutes of the second period.
It's a real shame. I think we as Warwick students were really feeling some optimism coming to this third period, and it's just
misplaced.
Completely dissipated into the ice rink.
Patterson, the captain, playing it around the back, and again out to the left. We just need anything now. Meadows, can he produce some magic for Warwick? Through the legs of Patterson, goes out to Donison on the right. Crunching challenge comes in from Ferrara. Meadows again. Into Lettinen. Oh, if that had wriggled its way through to Patterson. Still in play. I thought it might have gone over the glass there, but play's been stopped anyway. Hang on, there's
it's good
heads
save,
coming together near the goal.
It's a good save from the keeper there.
I think Harrison might have put a head in for Coventry there. There's some interesting scenes developing goal side down there. To concede 2 in such a short space of time so early in this final period, Fraser, I mean, I'm an eternal optimist, but even the most optimistic of spectators can't be feeling too chuffed right about now if you're a Warwick fan.
I think Coventry will now stroll to a win. I really can't see any other outcome.
That will settle any of their nerves.
Look at that.
That's Parker threading it through. Slater was arriving. Meadows though, Meadows working his way down the middle. Can he finish it? Yes, he can! Warwick salvaging some pride here. It's all kicking off. We've been treated to 3 goals in the space of 1 minute and 36 seconds here in the third period. Every little helps, Fraser.
Well, that's one back. That is 1 goal clawed back from the jaws of defeat, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. Warwick have to really up their game. It's a good start, but so far to go.
Makes the score incrementally more respectable, but nothing really more than that. Kivyaho fighting for it. Oh, O'Connor raised an arm there. Goes round the back. That's Meadows. Pereira. Oh. No, it's. Oh, there was. I just thought he'd wriggle through the keeper's legs there, but Ho regains possession for Coventry in their own half. Into Engstrom. Nothing comes of it.
That was a good chance, Warwick. They were well defended by Coventry again.
Fredericks. Oh, the referee blows his whistle. Oh, the Coventry player with just a flash of anger there. It's difficult to be angry if you're a Coventry fan, though. I mean, they've had a wonderful evening.
Yeah, they have. They played very well.
There'll be a restart here in the Warwick half. Don't want to concede again, Warwick. That really would quash any faint hopes of a comeback. And it nearly was another one there from Simmons, who's already notched in this final period.
Stunning strike there. Very unlucky.
Absolutely lashed it, didn't he?
Whistled past that near post.
Oh, Lettinen can gather. It's a nice congested area out on that.
It's like
right
playground
side.
football. That we've still got it. We've still got the puck.
Meadows building up speed. Can he finish? Oh, excellent stop by the Coventry goaltender. Oh, aerial pass that. Collapsed the back down to earth by the Coventry player Carpenter. The captain, I think, for Coventry. He'll be happy with his team's performance so far. Lettinen, number 96, plays it slightly further back. Lettinen tries to regain possession from Buckland, but to no avail. Coventry comfortable at the moment. Coventry player's been static for a good number of seconds now. He's got options.
Yeah, just taking the time, taking the pace out of the game now. Very clever, actually. They're drawing Warwick out, knowing that they have to chase the game. And now we can see the space.
There's some obscenities coming from the Coventry stand there. I don't think we can repeat that on air, Fraser.
I couldn't hear it, probably because due to my selective hearing.
Hopefully you can't hear that at home. Taint your ears. But Hackinson now making big strides. And it's a goal! Excellent individual goal from Hackinson.
A lovely reverse stick into that top right corner.
The puck was a blur. It just ghosted past the Coventry goaltender there. And it's another goal for Warwick. Could the unthinkable happen? It's 14-6.
They've clawed it back to where we were at the start of this period. So that will give Warwick hope. They've got parity with Coventry in this period now.
The 20th goal of this contest, coming with 15 minutes to go in the contest. And we're restarting now in the centre. Engstrom fighting for it, but not coming away with it. Meadows. Now come on, Meadows. Can we capitalise on some fine play from Engstrom? Oh, almost. Lettinen gathers. Warwick's still in possession. Comes back to Donison. Nutmegs Archer, the Coventry player. Meadows again in possession. He's seen a lot of the puck in the last few minutes. Oh. Parker loses out to Donison. Oh, Donison with some afters on the Coventry player there. Parker wriggling his way through. Oh That was as good an opportunity as Coventry have had in this half. The goal was gaping at its mercy. Engstrom, he's broken quickly. That's akin to some Coventry play we saw in the first half, the speed at which he broke there. Meadows, excellent play from Meadows to regain possession. Oh, and it just got away from Engstrom.
Couldn't quite get a clean contact with that puck. Sliced it somewhat.
Donison still in possession around the rear of the goal. Still in possession. In danger of losing out here though as Archer puts a stick in. And it has lost out to Story. Excellent little improvised play there from Story. Engstrom again. To their credit, Warwick are being tenacious. They're fighting to the last here.
Yep, they've been a lot more equal. Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh, what a miss.
And just like that, Warwick sliced open at a moment's notice.
One-on-one chance there, and White will be very, very disappointed he didn't put that one away.
There was nobody around. There was nobody around the Coventry player for acres of space.
Okay, so this is for £25.
The raffle being drawn as we speak here at Planet Ice, but we've got more pressing concerns as Coventry bear down on goal.
And it's 9-4-6.
Doesn't get through the legs of Dan Harrison. Dan Harrison been playing better these last few minutes. White into Archer. Back to White. Oh! Glances past the right-hand post to goal. No limit of entertainment here, Fraser. Really, I mean, we've been spoiled for goals if you're neutral.
Use the wall there. Really great improvisation.
Fantastic improvised play. Crossfield pass into Story. Excellent.
Story.
Made up a lot of ground there.
Gliding.
Story.
Oh my goodness.
Dances his way through the
He's
Warwick
watching a
defence.
master at work. Look at it. Oh my God, my goodness.
Weaving his way through now. Plays it back out to the right. Knowles, who was sent off in the first period.
Story is absolutely. He's writing the script for this varsity game. He really is. He's just pulling all the strings, gliding past players for fun.
It's been a complete performance from Story, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Pace, power, passing, shooting, the whole lot.
Certainly been a surprise package for us as he's not actually on our team sheet. He's a mystery player. He's coming out of nowhere to absolutely run this contest from beginning to end. Coventry still in possession. Knowles, the bad boy of the first period. Oh, you can hear the clashing of the sticks from up here in the Coventry position. It really is getting feisty down there. Any encouragement to be found for Warwick in these last few minutes, Fraser?
Well, they're on parity with Coventry in this period.
Yeah.
It's something to be
Win the half.
at, but I think Coventry have really taken the foot off the gas. They don't need to attack as they were in the first period.
Bit
And
of
I think-
complacency sneaking in.
Yeah, I think, yes, complacency, but also it's the knowledge that they know the game's under
Confidence,
wraps.
yeah, absolutely. They don't have to work for it. They're really at ease.
Yeah, they've done the hard work. They did the hard work in periods 1 and 2.
They came out of the traps lightning fast and they've got their rewards for it. Coventry, it's been a masterclass from Coventry. It really has. I mean, it pains me to say that as a Warwick fan, but Knowles glides backwards on his skates as he takes a lovely touch to bring the puck into him, and Story's got it again. Story can always be found in that little hole in the central area of the ring, and Engstrom does very well to fend off White. Oh, big collision there as two players end up on the deck.
Oh, Buckland.
Oh, Butland.
Giving Litton an absolutely
Oh,
clapping around the air.
fighting. I tell you, whoever's been on the decks tonight,
Oh, he's absolutely killed it.
here at Planet Ice,
Absolutely killed it.
it's been a performance worthy of a Brit Award for whoever's been on
Right, this DNA probably, yeah.
jockeying the discs. Slight break in play here as Coventry ring the changes.
Yeah, this is where Coventry's larger squad has probably played a part, actually.
Has been a real factor. And it's had wider-reaching consequences, because if Coventry win this, as they're on course to do, it really does open up a bit of a gulf in the overall standings, and it's maybe dark clouds looming for Warwick in this year's Varsity.
Yeah.
Coventry still in possession. Slater, number 17. Must admit that was excellent play from Harrison there. Harrison has been having a better period, the Warwick goaltender.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you say, we have parity in this first.
And you know what, I really do think Harrison turning up with 1 minute to go before this match started, I really think that he came into this game ill prepared, hadn't faced any shots in the warm, hadn't warmed up full stop, you know. And if you look at that first period, that's where the damage came. So
that's when you could say that the damage was done, certainly in that first period.
The winner of the jersey is 26.
To Warwick's credit, they fought for it in the second and third periods, but just they left themselves with an almost impossible task.
Yeah.
In the first few minutes.
So it's 26 to 30 is the winner of the jersey.
Benson with pace to burn, didn't quite get away there. Patterson, the captain.
Lovely touch.
It's got away from him. Coventry dictating possession at the moment. Good stop again from Harrison. Let's not forget, Fraser, these players, having come from the same club, Coventry and Warwick Panthers, you know, to all know each other.
Yeah.
The Coventry team will certainly have the bragging rights for weeks to come.
Oh gosh, yeah. I can assure you, the Coventry players will not be letting the Warwick players forget this in any hurry whatsoever. They'll be ribbing them about this for months to come, I'm sure.
A few sleepless nights, I think, tonight from the Warwick encampment. Oh, it's a Warwick sandwich out on the left. Bit of argy-bargy as Matti Kinsala.
Oh dear, dear.
Comes away with a bit red-faced after giving up possession, but no. Engstrom making great strides down the left. Sends the Coventry player flying, and he's still got it now. Oh, can he? Yes, he has! Engstrom, that's a goal, surely!
Is it in? I think it's
controversy. It had to be in. It crossed the line. It's a goal for Warwick.
There was a bit of confusion there from Engstrom. I don't think Engstrom had realised he'd scored.
It flashed in, but popped out again. And I think there was even confusion down on the rink for a minute because we didn't know if it had registered. But indeed it has, and Warwick have got a 7th. So the margin down to a still nonetheless meaty 7. But
10 minutes, 7 goals.
Can it be done?
That is what faces Warwick. Yes, it can be done.
10 minutes in which legends may be written. Ipatjevs transfers it to the right of the ring. That's Landon. Hackanson just glides around the back of the goal following the rim of the ring. Kiviano's there to pick it up for Warwick. Takes a shot. Goes over the bar. Still in play though. Ipatjevs gives up possession again to Warwick. Snapshot there from the left.
There's a chance. There's a real chance to have a
fracture. Now, the referees stopped play, but that was a battle of speed. That it was whoever got to the puck first. The puck was running free, and the Coventry player was moving faster than the Warwick player. So I think that's a reprieve for Warwick there. The fact that the ref's blown up. The ref hasn't actually blown up. He's blown his whistle. Sounds like a hell of a mess. Self-combusting referees. Don't want any of that. Oh, got a bit excited for a minute. I thought that was in for Warwick, but just rippled the side netting. Meadows back on for Warwick. Excellent interception into Donison, but it's not enough as Landon works his way away. And Carpenter, the captain for Coventry. Oh, Just miscues his strike there and misses the puck. Warwick give up possession again. There's an injury.
That's a really bad injury.
That doesn't look good. He's writhing around in pain. I'm not sure who it is from here. That was a horrible, horrible impact.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it. I saw the player hit the ground and he did not get back up.
Group of players have gone over to surround him, along with the referees. They're understandably concerned. I think it might be Engstrom, but I'm not sure.
He's on his feet.
Players back up now. That's an honourable effort, that.
Give him a big round of applause.
I beg your pardon, that's not Engstrom.
He's playing some hard hockey out there. If you are here with
He's put his body on the line for his team, though.
And if you're here with Coventry University, make some noise.
That was the first major injury of the match. And the crowd went silent for a bit, but they've revved up again now that we're approaching the final 10 minutes of this contest.
Yeah, I think some of the heat's gone out of the competition now.
Yeah, Coventry just going through the motions now.
Yeah, they know the game's sewn up.
They've done the job.
Bar a catastrophic collapse, which I really can't see happening. Warwick, to their credit, they're fighting for it, but you know, Coventry, they're not going to let in 7 goals in 9 minutes.
It would take something absurd for Coventry to relinquish this one now, but Simmons now with space to get a shot away. Just wriggles away front, nutmegs Benson down on the left. Meadows loses out to the Coventry defender. Lettinen, what can he do here? Centres it, excellent pass into Donison. Warwick making progress, good shot, excellent save
Straight
from the Coventry stopper. Well padded out, otherwise he would have felt that one. Buckland. Optimistic pass into Story that nearly came off. Story's chasing it. Story moves at immense speed, and you give Story the space.
It's just exploited.
And it's just
Oh my goodness, what a Story. It's just I cannot praise him enough. He's just been a cut above everyone.
A player that Warwick would love to have in their ranks, of course, but unfortunately on the opposing side this evening. Story again.
Oh, lovely dummy from White.
I think it went through the legs of about 2 players there. Oh, now come on. Warwick have the puck. Meadows bearing down on goal. Can he get a shot away? Yes, he can!
Oh, he's in! What a goal!
A clinical finish from Meadows, that. And it's 14-8 here at Planet Ice. A feast of goals. Warwick still trail, but they've had the better of this third period.
Warwick, as we said, they're really fighting hard for this. The half started off pretty poorly. Now, the thing is, had Warwick kept their heads at the beginning of this period, then it would only be 12-8. And I think that's the difference. See, 6 goals in 6 minutes. Suddenly that's a little bit unfeasible. 4 goals in 6 minutes would have seemed, maybe we can do this. I still think Warwick are too far behind. But nevertheless, a very good showing.
They did their absolute best to salvage something here. As Engstrom mows his way down the, still in play. Yes, it's in! Oh, he snuck it in at the left-hand post! Remarkable! That's 2 goals in the space of a minute for Warwick.
I mean, just saying, 6 goals in 6 minutes is unfeasible. They just got 2 goals in 10 seconds.
Could we be about to witness one of the greatest comebacks in Varsity history, Fraser?
Just maybe. I don't want to get hopes up. I don't want to give anybody
just
a
over 6 minutes left on the clock here, and Warwick have 5 goals to make up. Stranger things have happened. You can feel magic is in the air here at Planet Ice. Potential Varsity history in the making, unless Coventry finish the job. Story! Story, the danger man again, flashes a goal just wide. Flashes shot just wide, of course, sorry. Atkinson building up speed on the left. got a shot away, but it wasn't quite enough to beat the keeper.
If Warwick get into double figures in the next minute, it will be very, very interesting. It's a psychological thing about being from 14-9 to 14-10. 14-10 just sounds like you can do it. You know, getting to double figures will be such a boost to Warwick. It's a question of whether or not they can get it quickly enough.
The closer and closer it gets to the final whistle, the more and more nervous Coventry will grow if Warwick can capitalise here. Kinsella. Meadows just misses out on that pass. It's back with Coventry now on the left. O'Connor doesn't quite beat Donison to the puck, but here's the captain Patterson who lays it off to Lettinen, back round the back for Warwick.
Oh dear. Pass for nothing there.
It's just iced. He's iced the puck there. It's gone straight through. You like to see Warwick taking risks, but it's one that didn't pay off there. I mean, it was an optimistic pass. That.
Yeah, and it puts Warwick under pressure because obviously when the puck hits the back wall without hitting another wall, then it means it's a face-off in their half, which puts them under pressure again.
Meadows recovers possession in his own half, and he's working his way through the middle here. Oh, and he's goes to past 3 players. Can he score?
Incredible that the Coventry players' stick actually put Meadows off there.
And the goaltender just smothers it. That was looking really promising for Meadows.
Huge slice of misfortune, and that may just save Coventry's skin there.
He made up the distance of almost the entire rink in no time. He did his very best Story impression, you might say.
He did indeed.
Can Warwick muster a final push here as we move into the final 5 minutes of the contest? That's what remains to be seen. Patterson just loses out there to the Coventry number 49. And Story, excellent touch to bring down the puck. Oh,
what a save from Harrison.
Crucial interception from Harrison. Heroic stuff there. Warwick still under pressure here. The whistle blows, but Lettinen gathered it anyway.
Harrison the hero. Story's first touch there was exemplary.
Harrison doing his best to keep the embers of hope alive for Warwick. 5 goals to make up, Fraser, and in 5 minutes, that's a ratio of 1 goal every minute. Can it be done?
Well,
can it be
as
done?
we saw earlier, ice hockey is such a breakneck speed game. You can get 2 goals in about 10 seconds, so it's not unfeasible. But Warwick really needs to start putting the pressure back onto Coventry. Coventry have recovered well from those 2 goals they conceded very quickly, and now it's looking a bit more like a stalemate again.
As we have another face-off, Coventry in possession and with space and options. Puck flashes across goal, but no one's there to tap in for Coventry. Buckland plays it out to the right. Coventry still with the puck here. Simmons. Oh, that's a massive hit for Engstrom. Really went down heavily on the ice. That's going to leave a mark. With a bit of afters as well. Referee having to intervene.
That was a huge tumble. And Knowles is off. Knowles off for a penalty. Much to the joy of the Warwick fans.
Knowles is giving it the big one. He's cheering up the Coventry crowd, and they love it. But the Warwick fans on this side of the ring, absolutely appalled by what was quite unsporting behaviour.
Yeah, but that's what we love to see. We love to see a little bit of attitude from some of the players.
Engstrom's been disciplined as well.
Also got, and that's why the Coventry fans are cheering, mocking the Warwick man.
Parity in the playing staff as both the Warwick and Coventry players are punished. Oh dear. That might have killed off any hope of a resurgence, the late resurgence from Warwick.
Yeah, Coventry with a man advantage now. With 5 outfield players to Warwick's 4.
Meadows could do with winning this face-off against Slater.
I really don't see. I don't know how Warwick are going to deal with this. They found it hard enough being at full strength, but with a man down, who knows?
Engstrom, discipline, the second-year international management student. one of the Swedish contingent. There have been twists and turns, Fraser, but Coventry have been in control for a large portion of this match. Ever since Warwick went behind, they really haven't come close to getting within touching distance.
No, this is the closest they've come, and it shows a lot less in the third period.
Yeah,
I think
with 4 minutes on the clock. Come on, something, anything. Just
need a bit of a miracle. Bit of delay here in play.
It's one of the longest stoppages we've had, actually.
Yeah. Here we go.
Back underway.
It's now or never for Warwick.
Meadows versus Slater. Meadows wins out.
Flings that ball.
The puck is flung rather hopefully into the corner of the ring. I suppose rings don't really have corners, do they? They've got round sides. But
yeah, indeed, yeah.
But
I always say ball instead of puck.
Slater again.
Oh, goodness me, there was some power in that shot.
You could hear the impact on the glass. Buckland with the there's somewhat of a goal line scramble there. Heavy tunage being blasted out of the PA system as we speak.
And so time is really ticking down on Warwick's chances here. They need something miraculous.
It would be one whopper of a comeback to come back from this. I mean, that's a cherry. I mean, like, that is motivation if you're a Warwick player. You really do have the chance to write yourself into varsity folklore if you can recover from what is a precarious position like this. Story with possession again for Coventry. Meadows does well to win it back. Buckland in possession for Coventry. Plays it forwards. Story with pace to burn. White, excellent block from Dan Harrison. He's a hulking presence in that goal.
Yeah, he's really grown into the game after a shocking start from him.
He was rattled early on, but to be fair to him, he's grown into this one.
Warwick are back to full strength.
Inches away from being a 15th for Coventry there. 3 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. The score remains Coventry 14, Warwick 9. This will be a hammer blow psychologically for Warwick were they to lose this varsity fixture. But that's what's on the cards here. Fraser, the atmosphere's remained at a good level. Lots of noise.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. Fair play to the Warwick fans. They stuck for the team. They've cheered when they can. But I think it's the Coventry fans who'll be going home happy here tonight.
Both sets of fans have turned out in numbers tonight to support their teams, but the Coventry fans will certainly be the happier of the two sets of fans. The referees consult each other down there in the shin bin. Just waiting for play to restart here as we enter the final 3 minutes of this varsity fixture. It's been a tough watch at times, Fraser.
Yeah, it has. Oh goodness me, a shot goes past Harrison's goal there.
Like a bullet.
Yeah, it is very tough watch from a Warwick perspective. It was that first period, I've never seen anything like that really.
No.
Just a golfing class.
It was a massacre.
I think if we had to pick a man of the match as we come towards the end of the game, I think Story for me has just been absolutely sublime for Coventry. He's just driven them forward.
Certainly he's been a standout. Here he is again.
And it's all Coventry. They're taking all the shots.
Coventry raining down an absolute hailstorm of shots down on Harrison, who has held his own in this third period.
Yes, he has.
The game has fizzled out somewhat after the excitement of Warwick having that flurry of goals. That sort of gave them a bit of momentum. It's settled down in the last 5 minutes, certainly. Optimistic shot from far out as Warwick regained possession on the left. Letton calls for the puck, receives it. Nice communication there. Benson chases down White. as he grinds to a halt, sends a spray of ice up in the air behind the Coventry goal. Kinsala, can he recover for Warwick? Yes, he can. Nice tactical pass that, off the edge of the rink. Story. Oh, plays it into Slace, who flashes it just wide. That really would have finished off the game had he put that away. Harrison smothers the puck as the referee blows his whistle to signal another stoppage. We're nearly there, Fraser. We've nearly made it.
I know.
It's been a feat of endurance, I think, seeing this one through to the end.
Yeah, it has. I think Warwick's problem right now is they just can't get in control of the puck. Any chance of a miraculous comeback is well and truly gone now. And if you think about it, they came into this period, 12-4 down? And they've scored 5 goals in this period alone.
You conceded only the team. It's just a shame they couldn't start like this, it really is.
Still, here's Meadows.
Meadows, top scorer for Coventry and Warwick Panthers this season. Ex-Deeside Dragons player in the ENL North. Meadows again, bearing down on the Coventry player. Oh, excellent save from Harrison. Put out a hand and did really well to stop that one in mid-flight. The thing is, looking down the team list as well, Fraser, there's a lot of experience in this Warwick team.
Yeah.
You've got Meadows, who's played ice hockey for 10 years. Matson, the Swede, who has got a lot of experience. Started playing 10 years ago, recently returned after a 6-year break. There is experience in this Warwick team, and they will know that they've done themselves a disservice this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of experience, and they'll be disappointed, especially after last year's success, when they absolutely walloped Coventry. They're disappointed with how they started off this game.
I mean, not just experience of ice hockey as a whole, but also, I mean, you look at a player like Hackinson, who's playing his 3rd varsity this evening.
Yeah.
And as a 4th year as well, his time was running out. Yeah, really disappointing evening for Warwick.
I'm sure it's not the way he wanted to finish his varsity career, but
into the final minute here then in this final 3rd period here at the Planet Ice in Coventry. It is the home team who have come away with an impressive win. It's got to be said, they have bossed it from start to finish, Coventry. Warwick made with one final roll of the dice. Coventry cut it out with brutal force.
35 seconds to go.
30 seconds to go until commentators hand back over to
The Coventry fans
they know what's
are
coming.
in vociferous
They know victory
form.
is just mere moments away.
They can taste it on the tip of their tongues. All we can taste up here in the commentary position is the disappointment that's in the air for the fans of Warwick who have made the trip out tonight to back their team and haven't been rewarded for it. Certainly a spectacle for the neutral, but
30 seconds remaining, come on!
As we enter the last 30 seconds, the Warwick players must know that it's all over in reality. Any final thoughts, Fraser, as we draw a curtain on this one?
Well, I think I've said all I wanted to say really in this game.
Engstrom, can he finish the match on a high? Full glory.
Here we go. One.
And that, as they say, is that. The final whistle blows, and it's been an evening to forget if you're a Warwick fan. The home team has trumped 14 goals to Warwick's 9. Coventry trump Warwick in what has been an absolute goal feast here at Planet Ice in Coventry. And a real disappointing evening. Niall, what do you think of that?
Thank you, Jacob. What a disappointing result. 14-9? 14-9? 14-9 in the end. What a shame. We won the final period, 5-2 in the end.
Yeah.
But we couldn't really bring it back. It was all gone really in the first two periods, Holly.
Yeah, my optimism was somewhat not met with the result, unfortunately. The guys, they had a really good period this period, and as I said, we won this period, but they just couldn't pull that out of the bag, unfortunately.
James, it's disappointing that we only really started to perform in the final period. Had that come a bit earlier, it could have really been a different result.
Oh no, totally agree. I think it begs the question. You know, the period in the first third where we were just letting points in. I think what was it? I think in the succession of about 5 minutes, we conceded 6. And, even if we'd quelled that to half of that, going into the last half of this third, it would have really offered the team a lot more of a chance to kind of make the game a little bit more competitive.
Tom, should we be looking at the Warwick team's preparation with a bit more, bit more scrutiny?
Yeah, I think Coventry were just better set for the match, to be honest. The Coventry started better. Warwick just weren't at the races the opening 20 minutes. And that was the truth of it. The truth was this was gone after 20 minutes. It was all because Coventry were better prepared. Coventry had all the momentum going into the match. And I just think Warwick were all over the place at the start, and they never really got going.
So do you think Coventry were just too good for us today?
Yeah, I think overall, in the first period especially, Coventry were just too good. I mean, even in that third period, even after, we pulled it back to 14-9, but even then, Harrison had to make some stunning saves in that final 5-10 minutes just to keep us in it.
Yeah, we really must talk about Harrison in that final period.
Yeah.
He did a great job, Holly.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed it in that final period. Really came into his own, making some fantastic saves. Made up for maybe his bit of a worse period at the beginning. He's definitely made up his performance today, and he was a quality member of the team in the end.
A goaltender after your own heart.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I look up to him. He was brilliant.
And looking at the Coventry goalkeeper's performance today, he was very, very solid. He didn't there was no mistakes really from his end.
No, not at all. He had a really solid performance the whole way through. Maybe not shining quite so much as Harrison. I think he had a bit more of the limelight towards the end and just made those fantastic saves.
James, how do we bounce back from this? I mean, we've been deflated in the studio, out in the crowd. I mean, there was some anger towards the end. We saw.
Yeah, I don't know how do we bounce back from this? I think it's, you wouldn't know we were losing if you just looked at the crowd at the end. There's still a sense of optimism in the Warwick ranks. I think going into the weekend, we really need to take forward the positives. I mean, we finished very well. I think, we got the basketball tomorrow and the swimming events as well, and they're big events. And going into the weekend, I think the scoreline is very one-sided in Coventry's favour at the moment, but that's simply because there hasn't been that many events. When there's a lot of events condensed into a small period of time, there's going to be more scoreboards going in.
It's very true. I mean, tomorrow is a huge day, Tom, for Warwick and Varsity.
Yeah, it will be. And I think, as you said, there'll be a lot of games happening once. I think that'll play into Warwick's hands a little bit. We won't know what the score is. We won't know if we're winning Varsity or not because there'll be, 4 or 5 other matches all going on. We could win 5 matches in 10 minutes tomorrow, and that would suddenly overturn that deficit. That'll work in our players' favour. We don't, over Saturday and over almost even into Sunday, because there's quite a few events Sunday morning, we genuinely won't know who's winning until the dust is settled. I think that will come into that will work. That will benefit the players, because at the moment, sure, we're losing now, but by noon tomorrow, that could all be flipped on its head.
Do you think it's fair that all sports within Warwick Varsity are weighted with the same amount of points, Holly?
I think so. I think that keeps everything fair and keeps everything equal. I think that's the best way to do it, I would say.
James, do you agree?
I dropped my paper. Sorry. I would say yes and no, simply because it almost for example, if you're playing pool, that's often looked on. It's nowhere near as big as this event, but it still adds a level of excitement around the pool. I think if pool was put down in comparison to this, no one would be bothered. You know what I mean?
We've got to stress also that at the snooker we won 47-1.
Exactly, yeah. I think
we absolutely annihilated Coventry.
I think, the fact that they're all equal, it adds a level of excitement across the whole board of events rather than just focusing on one.
And also, what's the point in doing every sport, all the sports? If 2 or 3 events, the rugby, the football, if they're the only ones that decide it, what's the point in even playing the pool?
Well, the way scoring systems have gone up, and maybe the first or the last event have more weighting. We've seen it in Formula 1 in recent years. The final race is suddenly worth a lot more. I was wondering if that might add a bit to the competition element, especially as Coventry haven't won before. Holly?
I think by the end fixtures, usually the scoreline's decided anyway over the overall Varsity, so I really don't think it would impact that much unless it was all to play for, which we might see this year.
Okay, James, do you agree?
Well, I think following the result from the ice hockey, I think the fact that all results, all sporting results are equal will actually work in Warwick's favour. Simply because, as we've said, there's a lot of concentrated events over the next couple of days. So, don't write us off. We'll be back.
Should we just put today down as a day that wasn't for Warwick, really, Tom?
Yeah, a day to forget. But tomorrow, Friday, it's always about the Friday. It's the turning day. It's the day of momentum.
Fantastic Friday. It's almost upon us. Super Saturday is still to come.
Super Saturday will be it.
Sizzling Sunday down at the Rico.
Sizzling?
Sizzling.
I was going to go for superb, but I'm glad you went for sizzling.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to think of one for Thursday.
Underwhelming.
Terrible
Forget the
Thursday.
alliteration.
We'll go for that. I think now we are going to be joined by the SU president, Isaac Lee. Tim Arstall is down on the down ringside with him. Tim. Hello, sorry, Tim. We have not quite made contact with Tim somehow. He's out there probably talking. Hopefully, we will get back to him soon and hear what Isaac had to say about the game.
Whether he's saying anything relevant is, questionable.
It's always questionable. But we'd love to see
Tim Arstall.
what Isaac had to say. Obviously, all of the sabbatical officers were out in force tonight. It was great to see them with their Warwick T-shirts on, the Warwick clappers. Do you think that was good to see their presence?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, A-Rob even got some time on the rink, which is really exciting. So, it was great to see all them out in support, and it's lovely to see Warwick still cheering at the end, and really proud of their team despite the result.
I think now we might be able to join Tim down at ringside with... No, we can't. No, we cannot hear Tim, which is a shame because it would be nice to see what Isaac had to say, but... Unfortunately.
But it just means we can keep talking, which is
better.
better.
We can keep talking, which probably is better. But we didn't really see that from the Coventry Sabs so much. Obviously, it was a shame that A-Rob lost the interesting puck off down in the middle. I mean, I think Ruby also lost that last year, which was sort of scant consolation for the Coventry team. But yeah, no, good to see them down, Tom.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It's good to see everyone really get stuck in. It feels like a real team effort here. It's not just the 7 or 12 or however many players end up playing over the course of the match. It's about everyone. It's about all the fans. It's about all the officers. It's good to see from the top. The SU president is coming down and making it clear that this is everyone is involved in Varsity. It's not just the players.
There's a real team spirit, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a real team spirit in Warwick. I think, Coventry will just pitch up for the ice hockey, They won't I'd be very, very surprised if more than 100 turned up to the basketball tomorrow.
And as one final question, can Warwick still win Varsity? I'll go round to each of you. Holly.
100%. We've got this. This will not be the year. We will win.
James.
I'm just going to say yes, because before the ice hockey game, I said we're going to win it. It's going to be a white one.
You, James?
I'm going to say a quiet yes. Tom?
Okay.
We've got so many bankers coming in over the weekend, Friday and Saturday. It's going to be a steamrollering just like every year, Coventry haven't won this in 25 years for a reason.
And I'm going to put myself out on a limb and say that we are going to win convincingly.
Very bold.
Very, very bold. I said it to the camera, so it really did mean something. Thank you very much, Holly, James and Tom for joining me. Tomorrow, WTV and Raw will be hosting the basketball and the netball starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, where hopefully we will see a turnaround in Warwick's fortunes. But from us here at the Planet Ice Arena, thank you very much and good night.